What's up, everybody? Welcome.
Cell phones.
We are here.
Unfriended and Unfriended, your favorite podcast.
It's your boys.
I'm wearing black no blurs. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I heard we're talking about guns this episode.
I'm living. I'm
I
rocking my.
promise I won't shoot myself.
I'm rocking my
Let's go.
my bear on skis. Live free. All right, because that's what it's. This is what life is. Live free, Gene. We're gonna have a conversation tonight.
Let's go,
I
run
know
for
it, bro.
Calico.
I'm wearing what my mother got me for Christmas.
Yeah, my mama's got me this.
My mama got me for that.
What we
My
doing?
mom in the net.
What are we doing,
American
JP? Are we jumping right into this? Do we have a
What
warm
are we
up
jumping
thing?
into? You want to go
man,
click clack?
How was your day?
I didn't get shot. Actually, I have a very
guess
good.
we are going.
I have a very good story for you.
Motherfucker.
I have a very good story for you guys. I found it slightly amusing. Maybe you'll find it as amusing as me the other day. So the other day, I went from my first job to my second job. No, I'm not Mexican. I was
gonna say, you Jamaican?
No, I'm not Jamaican. No, I'm not Mexican.
Or Jamaican.
So I went from my first job, second job, and I was driving back to meet up with some friends from the first job, and then bartending, whatever, and I get pulled over. So I haven't been pulled over in a while, ladies and
Oh
gentlemen.
wow! I'm
I know
surprised
that-
you didn't call.
I know it's hard for people to know.
Did you call
call who?
the wife?
No.
Okay,
Let me tell you the story.
He's more afraid to be pulled over with her than himself.
Yeah,
What
let
do
me
you
tell you. Yeah,
mean?
they'd be like,
Well,
"Damn, he's kidnapping her. Johnson, he's kidnapping her. He's kidnapping her. Ma'am, blink twice.
Oh my god.
So I get pulled over. So in my typical Carlton Banks meets Tupac, I put the car, I put my car keys on top of the roof, and then
You taught me this.
Yes, and I put my hands up. So now the police officer comes from the passenger side. not
Did he
the
come up and go, "Excuse me, sir, you're in Suffolk.
No.
You don't have to do that."
No, I'm gonna tell you what he did, which is why this whole thing is funny. So he comes up on the passenger side, which for some reason I was expecting him in the passenger driver's side, but realistically speaking, the shoulder of the road, it made sense to be on that side.
Yeah.
So I have my glove compartment open, and he goes, "Are you having a medical emergency?" I said, "I hope not." So he goes, "Are you having a medical emergency?" I'm like, "I don't think so. Am I gonna have one soon?" He's like, "Then why are your hands up?" I'm like, I watch TV. I don't want anything crazy.
You said this to him?
Oh yeah, I said.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I don't want anything crazy to happen, so I just, I'm kind of good up here. I'm all right. So
You were talking to him like this
the whole time.
Yo,
True.
10 and 2, Gene.
No,
not
hands up.
hands up.
Hands
10
up.
and 2. 10
I know,
and 2.
But I also had my wallet, which had the license, because I didn't want to have to reach in any funny position to get that.
Fair
when
enough.
that
fair
time
enough.
came.
I actually almost got a gun pulled on me
So-
for doing
See,
that.
okay, here's the thing. I'm just
Go ahead.
I'm gonna learn you for a minute right here now.
No, I get the
because
10-2.
you learned me
No,
years ago with the whole turn your interior
Yes,
lights on, roll your
yeah.
windows down.
I learned that from a cop,
Shut
but-
your keys off. Put them shits on your roof. 10 and 2.
Yeah.
Right? Even when they ask for, you don't have your shit ready. Don't have it waiting. This is coming from the mouths of police, of my friends that are cops. Don't have your shit ready.
Because that means you're guilty.
Well, it's just like you're rushing me. Let me do my thing, right? And it's like, okay, what do you mean? He's like, 10 and 2. The cop asks for your license and registration. Yes, sir. And it, depending on where it is, like let's
tell
say
'em.
most people keep it in like their back right pocket, right? You just say, yes, sir. My wallet is in my back pocket. Is it okay if I reach for it?
Yeah, I don't like that part. Okay.
I hate all of this. This
Yeah.
is just,
I
this
don't like-
furthers the whole.
I don't wanna reach.
Just comply shit. Like,
No.
you know what? I kind of commend my wife on how she does it. She goes like this with a window. This much. What do you need? No, I wasn't. I don't have to give you that. Most of the
Your
time
wife's
she
a
just
lawyer.
goes like
He's
this.
not telling you everything. Your wife's a lawyer. Thank you.
She was doing this before she's a lawyer. You know why? Because she's a smart girl who realizes that she had white privilege her whole life.
Okay.
You know, like
No, but okay.
Alright,
she
so what else
argued back
happened?
forever. She
So
always
no, but that's the point of.
Sorry, yeah, go
but
ahead.
That's the point of the story too. So
10
Go
and
on.
2 though from now on. 10 and 2.
Nah, relax, bro.
He's good.
There's
Yeah,
a
he's
psychology
good.
to how
10
I
and 2.
do this, so I'll explain it to you too. So then what happens is
10 and 2.
the guy goes, "Is there any reason why you're going 85 miles per hour?"
Oh,
So I said,
in a 30?
No, I guess 55. So I go, I got to be honest. I said I was on the way to meet friends. I was actually on the phone. I kind of got carried away. So, I do apologize. So there is no reason. You're right. So then
Okay, you're honest.
He goes, do you have your license? I said, I happen to have friends on the force. He's like, really? I go, yeah. So I give him my license with 2 PBA cards. He goes, how do you know this person? So I told him. He said, how do you know this person? So I told him. And he's like, so you know these people and you're going 85 miles per hour? I go, listen, like I said, I got carried away, da-da-da, blah, blah. So then he turned around and he goes, you know what? Drive safe. The reason I want to bring this story up is because you mentioned white privilege and people talk about privilege. I am a big firm believer. My whole life, I've always told people this about when it comes to race and this and that and white privilege and black people, blah, blah, because it's going to intertwine when we talk about our friend Kyle. But realistically speaking, realistically speaking, it's who you know in life. Because I was supposed to get 6 points on my license because I did 30 miles over the speed limit.
Can I interject here?
Go for it.
Because I see what you're saying here. And yes, does your 2 PBA cards help? 100%. Is that the sole reason why he said, okay, drive safe? No. And I'm gonna
Because he realized I wasn't a threat. I get those things, yeah.
Not only that, it's you overly prove that you were not a threat, nor were you trying to fuck around. And you don't have a cell phone out trying to record them. You're not talking bullshit or anything like this. It's you were honest with him. That alone,
this goes back
he saw the sincerity in your answer. Like,
I don't know if it's sincerity.
Motherfucker was on the phone doing 85. Like,
I don't know if it's sincerity.
Hey, buddy, you probably shouldn't have said that to me.
It's also,
but you did.
It's also the reverse psychology that I play. See, part of the reason why I do certain things is like, there's a part that kicks in the brain like, oh, is he one of those guys? Like, he don't want no problems, but neither do I. Because he's a little over.
Okay, sure.
He's a little over cautious.
You might know too much.
Yeah, he might know too much. It's like,
Can I ask you an ignorant white person question right now?
Ahead.
I love
Do
these.
you feel,
Yes.
in this current state of the country,
Yes.
don't you feel like right now is probably the best time for you to get pulled over by a cop? Like, I feel like
It is never a good time to get pulled over by the cops.
I just feel like right now most cops are going to be like, yeah, just keep it going.
What?
I don't want to be the headline on social media.
Okay. Or they're
keep
pissed
it
and hate black
going.
people.
Okay, so if you have a 2-part question, as in, if I dig your question up, if your first,
is this
if
another
your first question,
overcorrection?
I don't think that's even it. If your first question is, do I feel safe interacting with police?
Safer.
In this current climate, I will say yes. I don't fear for my life as in the past. I don't feel that.
2-part to the question here.
Go ahead.
Could that be because now you live out here in Suffolk
100%.
and not in Brooklyn?
No, I live in Suffolk. On top of that, my understanding of Suffolk is, these cops chase DWIs. They chase...
Right.
Like I have nothing to do with what they're looking for. Even the speeding is more of a function of why am I speeding?
Okay.
That's what he's trying to get to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Is he drunk speeding? Oh, you're just an asshole speeding. Different levels.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So because of that, I feel good. I'll also tell you this, I think that situation would have ended in tickets. Lots of tickets.
If you didn't have your PBA card.
100%.
I think it also depends on whom's card it was, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whomst.
Yes.
Whomst card it was.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're handing a detective shield, it's like,
yes,
have a great night.
Yes.
Or the commissioner card. Okay, have a great night.
Yeah.
No,
so the point.
Those days.
Yeah. The point is,
I'm back living those days. It was great, right? I mean, as being bartenders,
yes, we got them all day.
we got flooded with
I got 'em all the
PBA
time.
cards,
Yes.
right?
I still get them.
And now I'm at the age where all of my boys I grew up
Yeah,
with,
no, now it's different.
like fuck them. Like, I
Detectives.
didn't need their PBA cards when they were beat cops. But now, like, a lot of them are like high-ranking detectives and working their way up the political chain of that.
Nice.
And it's like, I will gladly take that card, sir.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
I think-
one's in the fucking.
I swear, officer,
One's
it's
in
just
the
my
union.
hair smells like that.
No, but
it's just my hair.
You know that, right? One's in the union.
What?
RJ. We'll just go with RJ.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's the one climbing the
I
political
know.
ranks right
I was
now.
talking to him, and he's like,
yeah.
I'm not even trying to,
Yeah.
man. He's like,
They're
I don't
literally
know. They're just coming to me and asking me to do this shit.
He may have the
He's
look,
a
or he may have the
phenomenal. He's a
intelligence.
phenomenal detective,
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
and his last name goes very far on the
that's
force.
true, yeah.
You know,
Okay.
it's generations after generations of
But-
those Irishmen.
I actually, to your whole hands up type of shit, I almost got a gun pulled on me from a cop. He started yelling at me.
Why?
Because my shit was in the glove compartment and I just reached over to get it
Oh,
without
yeah,
telling
no,
him.
good.
And this, what?
Yeah.
JP, there's
Now-
a 10% chance if you look like me, you could have got
and
shot.
if I was 10% darker, yeah, would I
you
have
could have got shot. You could have got shot.
10% chance
You
gone
could have
up.
got shot, and then I, to defend you, would have to destroy property in Suffolk. See? No, that's not how it works.
Okay.
Well, that took a turn real quick.
Property owners do not find that funny.
Oh, man, no.
Keep going.
No.
I got real scared out there.
Keep going. I was trying to give you a perfect segue.
No,
Again,
man. Yo, actually, back when the riots were popping off, like I remember getting texts because there was so Smithtown, which is a very
What?
affluent neighborhood,
Okay.
if you will.
Good word.
There was. Now this is back, probably a year and a half ago. Now there was a parade they were having in town where things were getting shut down. They do it every single year. It's always a big thing, right? It's right by the Smith Haven Mall.
Okay.
Apparently, there were rumors coming in that the night before that some Antifas
Oh, my God.
had. Well, now again, who dropped these things off? I don't know, but were these things dropped
I know what you're
off?
talking
Yes.
about. Yeah. I know what you're
Pallets
talking
of bricks, right? Now, this is something that had been. We've heard throughout the country. There's just all of a sudden pallets of bricks showing
we
up
have
to places.
Investigate Home Depot. Keep going.
Right. So apparently there was some shit, and
Lowe's.
there was some talk that
Lowe's is
this
doing shit on
march
the- on the low.
this march is going to break off of Main Street and start going down residential neighborhoods to really start stirring up the affluent people in the area to become active in this.
So get off the main and go on
Problem.
tangents. I'm fine.
I think they did this in Comac too or some shit.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
So basically,
That guy went
it was
viral.
like that
Remember the lady
whole
went
stretch,
viral?
right?
Yeah.
She said some shit.
But like so there were a lot of people that were nervous and wild out and were just talking about property now. It's like
So
as a property owner, like someone who I own multiple properties, not
Yeah.
just like one house, right? I
Yeah.
own multiple properties. So as someone who
I'm a
has, I'm not
lawyer.
saying it like that. I'm just saying like because it's spread out, right?
no, I get it.
Things like that make you worried,
So-
make you
so
nervous.
can I say
like
something crazy about
what's going to
this?
happen? Because this isn't an act of God. Therefore, will my homeowner's insurance cover any sort of damages to my property because of rioters or looters? I'm sorry, protesters.
How dare you?
If
Fucked up.
like you know what I mean? Like I don't think so. So what are these property owners to do in a situation like
here's
that?
my question to you, because I find something funny. Because there was a murder.
Correct.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about
Floyd?
Floyd. Yeah, so in theory there was a murder, and there's been multiple murders, and we are referring to unjust police killings. Not all of them, just unjust police killings. So it was a murder, which created property damage. Right? People burned down property.
Right.
And now someone went to protect the property and murdered somebody.
Oh, we're bringing Kyle into this
Yeah,
right now.
I'm just saying.
Are we want to just dive in? I feel like we want to dive in.
I don't want to
No,
dive
we're going
in.
into it.
I don't want to
Let's
dive in. Don't you
into
think
it.
that's funny that we're in a society where we don't know if we prioritize lives over property,
Don't
making
do
money?
that.
No, what? I'm just being honest.
do that.
I'm being honest.
I'm glad you're taking this narrative because now we're gonna have fun.
No, I'm just.
let's talk about this, Gene.
It's just a random thing that I thought about today. I'm like, wait a minute. Like when people die.
No, it's a good perspective
No,
thought.
I'm not
it's
saying
a good.
it's the end all and be all about.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no, it's a fun way to think.
It's amazing to me what we are numb about, and it's amazing to me what fucking makes people lose their shit. I've always been amazed by both of those things.
Just both sides.
Yeah, because
Okay.
someone dies tomorrow. Like I'll give you an example.
Can we just- it's just- it's-
We'll jump into college for 2 seconds because someone called me the other day
love
and they
when
were
you
like,
say this.
they're like, "Yo, are you following the Kyle thing?" I'm like, "Bro, that's white on white crime." I don't know. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. He shot. Who did he shoot?
Well,
he shot
you heard they tried to spin the racist end.
Oh, I'll show you. I'm gonna show you how great this is.
They're all white.
Yeah,
Everyone's white.
No, but I'll show you, and this is the power of what people care about versus what people don't care about, and the power of the media and the power of politics. So someone reached out to me just today, was like, "Yo, are you watching the Kyle thing?" I said, I said, I'm following it because I have to, because we're going to talk about it in the podcast. But like, when I first heard it and I first saw it, I'll tell you what my opinion was when we get to that part. But I was
I
like,
can tell you what your opinion was when it first happened.
Go ahead.
We could rewind the tapes.
What'd I say?
We talked about this.
And what'd I say?
And I sat here and said, I'm going to go out on the limb and say it. This kid's getting off.
And I said, probably.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you like. There is no fucking way he's running through the streets with a loaded weapon.
I'll be honest, I didn't think he would get off.
No, okay. So
It was clear as day. Clear as day.
Okay, here's the thing.
Self-defense.
Here's the thing, and if I
That's not what I thought he was going to get off for. It was for carrying a
no, they threw that out
firearms
the
over
gun thing. Which,
yeah,
by
that's
the
what,
way, we can.
I assume that would get.
We'll get to that too. Where was I going with this?
Good. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
no,
to
that's
cut
all
you
right.
off. It was just
Someone asked you if you're watching it. You said I have to watch it.
And then someone
Podcast.
hit me with the, you should be watching it because if he were black. And I'm like, but he's not. And this is, and
There is another case involving a black guy.
Yes,
so watch that fucking case.
No, but and I'm going to give you that twist, and we're going to get back to Coward because it's all connected. Because
Well, if he were black, it wouldn't be nationalized.
they're
because
saying if he's black, he would have never made it. Because you have to remember, in his case, he walked by 2 police officers after the shooting. And
Well, we'll talk about that
And actually
too.
went to sleep that night. Most likely, if he were black, based on the perception and narrative of
Sure.
past killings, he
That's
probably
not his
got
fault,
shot,
though.
Blah blah. Clearly not his fault. But the thing is, like, because I know we talk a lot, and I'm like, yo, shit shouldn't always come down to race and things like that. But I'm like, it's so crazy because like America, it's like it's in our inner workings, man. The shit's in the fucking roots. It's in the ground. I'm over it. The tree can blossom to whatever. No, the tree can blossom to whatever the fuck it is. But unfortunately, race is in the roots, and it is what it is. And I'm gonna give you a quick example. Ahmaud Arbery is the guy who was killed
Taking
by
a
the
job.
crazy dad, son, and
Yep.
a cameraman, basically.
Right.
This is fucking collusion, for lack of a better term. They fucking chased this guy down, making a fake citizen's arrest, yada, yada. But here's what I want to point out to you. It's called, or for the media, it's called the Ahmaud Arbery trial. He's the victim. He's not on trial. The people who are really on trial are 3 white guys.
Right.
But you see how it's painted to us?
but no. But think about why they're doing that. That's intentional.
Yes.
Because they're trying.
saying it.
That's my point.
No, but not in a bad way. They're doing that intentionally. They're not trying to glorify these 3
Trying to keep the
racists,
people's names out of there.
and they're trying to platform.
I understand that.
the dead.
If you are trying to make sure we don't forget the victim, that's still not how you do it.
That's
because
not how you do it.
The
I
Kyle
agree.
Rittenhouse case is the Kyle Rittenhouse. He's on trial.
Right, but he's the
Not
bad guy.
Fine. Not the 3 guys that got shot. They're not on trial.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with
it's
you.
a clear
Yeah.
opposite. I never thought of that.
And it sucks because
But I don't think
this
so.
is what's done in America. This is what's done with race. This is how they play these cards. Because guess what? Everyone assumes a race card is always played by black people.
You know why?
Black
Because-
people are sometimes the card being used, whether it's
Absolutely.
liberal or
8 out of
absolute.
10 people in America right now know that name
Yes, and
You
they
know?
have no idea what the name of the guys
of
that
the
shot.
guys that shot them.
And that's
as
not
that
fair.
should be, though. No, but as that should be. Why do you want to glorify?
Because they committed a crime, and I believe that their wives, their whole family should be uncomfortable everywhere they walk. I'm not saying they should have any harm, but I think that they should not be walking these streets.
like, yo, y'all are the racists.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
get you.
that shouldn't be a thing.
Brand the A on their
Kyle
chest or the
Rittenhouse-
R on their chest,
Like Kyle
you know?
Rittenhouse, his mom,
Scarlet
all these
letter their
people,
ass.
wherever they go, they're dealing with stupid questions. Don't get me wrong. There are people like Silver Spoons that are on their side, and then there's other people that are clearly against them. But that's also based on how politicized this case is. And I remember telling you when we
The other
Yeah.
difference, though, in the Ahmaud Arbery case is that I can't believe I just said that. We need to find out these other fuckers' names
But you see,
so we
you-
can flip it. Because you're right.
see-
As you pointed that out, it's like when you first said it, I'm like, oh, what the fuck is he? He's
It's the OJ trial,
he's
isn't it?
cherry picking
exactly
right
because
here.
he's guilty.
But it's like,
Right, it's the
oh,
OJ
yo,
trial.
no,
It's
like
different
Gene's,
sorry.
Gene's right.
But that's
you
what
know?
I'm saying. It's the OJ trial, right?
Right.
Even
it's not
even-
the Nicole Simpson
I'll give
trial.
you an example.
Right.
I'll give you an
Exactly.
example.
It makes sense what you're saying.
With Trayvon Martin, Zimmerman, like it's like it took so much to actually get that guy's name out there because it was always about Trayvon Martin.
Right.
Like it's George Zimmerman,
And that motherfucker got away.
and he got away.
He got
And-
off.
and-
Not only did he get away, that motherfucker is making money right
yeah,
now
he sold a gun. He did all sorts of shit.
because he's going around
No, I
giving
think he's back in-
speeches.
no, but I think he's in jail because he
did
fucked
some
up.
other stupid
Cause
shit?
Because he is
Well,
what we thought he
either
was.
way, what I was going to say about the Ahmaud Arbery case is
Yeah.
that like the difference there is that all three of them are doing time.
Okay.
The father and son are most likely going to do life because that's an intentional murder.
Yeah.
And then the camera guy is going to be an accessory.
1,000%.
You know, off rip.
That's
so
crazy
he's
how they
looking
figured
at
that out.
what?
That they figured out the camera guy was.
Listen, the cop came. One of the cops who testified in that case.
Someone rolled on someone.
Said right off the bat that it had nothing to do with the citizen's arrest. Like that took the whole threw right out. So and that was the main component. Like
That was
That whole town was like
That was a
racist, though.
murder.
Like, that was.
and that's my point.
that is an outright intentional
and here's my
murder.
point. Here's my
Call
point.
it what you want, citizens arrest and you bumpkin country shit. That is a straight up
And here's my point.
Intentional.
intentional.
Intentional intent.
I know.
What did I say?
You're saying intentional. Is that?
Intentional. Am I just slurring?
Yes.
I thought you were saying intentional.
Intentional.
Law,
all right.
law and order, criminal
Just,
intent.
you know me, guys. That's my
Pet peeve?
addition to this
okay.
wonderful
Yeah, I mean, I may
conversation.
have lazily spoke.
Okay.
Intentional. Intentional.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
I love it.
So the thing
all right,
is,
go on,
so
sorry.
the
There
thing
was
is,
intent
there's-
in that murder.
So the thing is, how much
was a good save.
how much FaceTime or airtime, I should say, did that trial actually get, or is it getting?
None. I mean, not.
Like Kyle Rittenhouse to me.
Again, okay, this is why is that the Kyle Rittenhouse trial is getting so much attention because
Why?
there's a person to pin it on. Because what they're trying to do, and this is, I tell you what,
Yeah,
if you listen to the closing arguments of the defense, I think he fucking knocked it out of the park on this one and exposed it as like, this is nothing more than a political, like circus,
conspiracy,
essentially.
circus,
Like
yeah.
all that is being done right here is there is one political party that needs to pin the last year and a half's worth of destruction on someone. They need a face to pin it on, and this is the face.
Yeah, but why do you be the face of the destruction?
Basically, it's like. Okay, because they're trying to paint the kid as a racist, right?
But how? Oh, because he went up there and he was mad at the white guys because they were protesting because a black guy was killed.
No one says
So-
because
he's there-
they're white guys that were protesting. This is the way they're wording it,
Go
right?
ahead.
There is an active shooter gunning down BLM protesters. So that's where the race spin comes. Now, mind you, again,
But you still
like,
would have to be black.
not even like exactly. You would still
I
right.
mean, I'm just
for it to
saying.
be race related.
Yeah.
Like one of y'all would have to be at least half.
This is like
like
a-
maybe
a quarter
then we
or
could.
something. Maybe they.
This is
maybe
like
they
a-
bang a
maybe
black
like-
chick. Something.
Right, like-
Mr. Fantastic stretch exercise. Like,
Oh,
this is
the whole thing is
like
a stretch.
too
I don't know
much.
if you watched any of the trial. I watched the trial because I think it's. I find court cases fascinating. Maybe it's because I married an attorney and whatever. Like it's fun for me at dinner time to be like, so what do they mean at this? Like I don't know what this means, and then she'll go into like a fucking 30-minute.
Okay.
A 30-minute explanation of why,
And I
of
hear-
like
I
what
hear it
this
right
is.
now.
You know,
I love when she does
What-
that
it's like,
shit.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but I never listen. I'm shocked. I don't remember what I said because you said you could play back tape. Because I know that every time I think about this story, I say the same thing.
And it's ridiculous.
A mother brought a 17-year-old kid, not camping, not to the movies, across state lines.
No.
Oh, okay, I apologize.
Yes, okay. He did cross state lines, but
Yeah.
that's again. There is a lot of information being left out of the
I know,
the
but how did he
mainstream
get?
narrative.
I
here.
get, but how did he get
His
there?
dad lives in Kenosha,
Okay, but his mother drove him where
His
he
dad-
does not live.
but he does because he spends
Spends time with his
at his
dad.
dad's.
Okay.
You know, so
He may have a bedroom there.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
possible. but-
See that
You know what I'm
that
saying?
changes
Mike-
everything, though.
No, that means a
If
lot.
I would have
I
known that
grew up in
beforehand,
Center Reach,
No,
but
that's a big deal.
if you would have known that beforehand, would you change your
100%.
narrative a little
yeah,
bit?
1,000%. Because
Me too.
I would be like, because my whole
there's a
my
lot
whole
of things
my whole
omitted
frustration with
from
him
this.
has always been why
Why
are
did
you
he go
doing
there with a gun?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't
That
believe-
gun- so that gun
I don't
was
believe-
probably at his
no,
father's house.
Yeah, exactly. I don't believe he went there with a gun. I believe he got there and they gave him a gun because there was militia groups. There was a bunch of shit. I think they gave him a gun.
His father coulda had a gun.
because he knows how to use one.
Yeah.
However,
very well, mind you. And that
Yeah.
was the thing too. It's like again, like if you watch the trial and you watch like a lot of the crosses and stuff. I would say after like the third or fourth cross, it was like, wow, the prosecution really has.
no, they blew the case.
They have nothing. It's not even that they blew the case. It's like
No, they did.
They didn't have a case.
They blew the case because
Gene.
they brought one guy, the so-called star witness.
They didn't
said
have
that
a case to
he
blow.
did not lift his gun until he walked towards him with his gun out.
Let me tell you something. If this didn't happen,
that doesn't help.
If this didn't happen in the midst of the biggest riots that we've seen and the biggest,
we wouldn't be talking about it.
We wouldn't be talking about it.
I agree.
This would have already been washed under the
I
rugs.
agree.
Everyone would have
and
forgot.
that's why I don't
but
think-
because of what it was and what it magnified to, and the politicization that came off of it, that clearly you could still run on a year later.
I don't see how Democrats or Republicans can truly win off of this. As a Democrat,
Beto O'Rourke is now announcing his run for governor again of Texas on the stance of, yes, I'm still coming for your AR-15s. And he's going to use the Kyle Rittenhouse trial as so. This is not
Texas
what we
is the
want.
most pro-gun state in the union.
That
Is
went
going to
purple.
vote for this guy.
That went purple because of all of the West Coasters that moved to Texas. Texas is teetering purple. I mean, I will say this. The things that were purple last election, a lot of them have rolled back over red because of how bad the Dems are doing right now.
But isn't Texas almost like a New York situation where
Yeah, no matter
New
what
York
you do,
is blue, but is it? No, like
Exactly.
it's
Yes.
only one.
No.
New
only the
York
city.
is
But
incredibly...
the state, if you go by, by
No,
you know
I
what
see
I'm
what you're saying. No,
the
because
boroughs
all right, here's the
drown
thing.
out the population
All
of
five
the
boroughs,
state.
all five boroughs are blue.
Yes.
Right.
Nassau County, blue. Westchester County, blue.
I think
it's
Nassau
not,
is 50-50.
It's not until but predominantly they go blue. Suffolk County usually goes red,
Bright red,
bright red,
like Rudolph the Red-Nosed
and then
Reindeer.
once you get like
Nassau's mixed, right?
Nassau's
probably more
usually
purple.
blue. You know, just because of the dense
technically
population.
Queens
you know?
is right there.
Right, I mean, like,
So a lot of
again,
people
it
work
makes
in the
sense.
city.
So,
But if you really
but
think
then once
about
you
it,
get outside of like
once you have grass,
like Westchester County, like once you get north of there,
it's the country.
it's red.
listen.
But that's my point. Like, is it
JP.
something like Austin?
Excuse me.
Areas where a lot of West Coasters
Yeah,
are
of course. I
moving.
mean, again,
JP,
think of
it's
Georgia.
very simple. In
Think
New
of
York-
Georgia in the last election.
in New
Georgia
York-
went blue. Georgia went blue specifically because Atlanta and Savannah flipped and went blue. That's their main population.
That's 'cause of Stacey
State
Abrams.
now turned blue.
Stacey
So
Abrams
now,
have
basically,
beef.
what they've been doing, Austin. Look at Austin. The
what I mean.
population increase of Austin has been tremendous. The population
So they're
increase of
happy about
Houston and Dallas, tremendous.
yeah, but I don't. You know why I don't feel bad? I laugh at this because we talked about this a couple episodes way while back. They funnel minorities into cities as a way to increase popular value outside of the cities, and this is where you pay for it. So you win in your everyday life.
Sorry, this pen. It's fucking killing me.
You win in your everyday life with your cost of living, your real estate.
30 years for weed.
Your
God
credit-
damn.
But then when you look at your inner city demographics and you're voting all across, which is why there's so much corruption or attempt to corrupt voting itself. That's why there's all these fucking rules that they try to throw in there because they're trying to fight back on something that they already created.
But what also I think could happen too is when you go from California to a place like Texas. And you bring your values and ways there, they might change too. Your way of thinking could change if you're in it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not. I mean, if you listen to, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. A couple episodes ago, Joe Rogan. Maybe it was Ben Shapiro he was talking to.
I just finished that episode, so yeah.
I didn't finish the whole
Snoop
thing
Dogg
yet, but
episode was wonderful.
yeah, I can't wait to get to that one.
yeah.
I'm behind right now,
Snoop
but
Dogg was on Joe Rogan, by the way.
I want. Yeah, I heard it was great. But maybe it was Ben Shapiro. Might not have been Ben. It was around that time, but whatever. He was talking about how, yeah, like even now, if you go downtown Austin, it's not like it used to be. It's fucking weird now. You know?
You sound like black people in Brooklyn, but keep on.
But it's
I'm just saying.
from
I'm
my
just saying.
understanding.
But do you
Brooklyn
see?
say?
But do you see?
From my understanding of
because
listening to Joe
Brooklyn's
Rogan and
gentrified.
talking
When we
to like
walk
the
through
three
Brooklyn-
friends that I have that still live in Austin, Austin is starting to look like L.A. You know, where
because you bring in
it's-
big. Okay, I'll give an example.
Right. This is the point of what JP was just saying is that you bring your values over and maybe they'll change, but they're not. It's showing that they're
It's
not.
not just values. Okay, I'll give you an example. Because I thought about this the other day. I think that you should have personal things that you believe in, like whatever it is you believe in. you should have your core values, and then they can align with political beliefs. That's okay. But realistically, unfortunately, you do have to kind of adapt to where you are. You know what I'm saying? Like how I think is as a New Yorker. When I travel a lot, when I'm outside of New York, I decompress because I understand that I come from a very fast-moving town. I speak fast, I move fast, so I'm automatically going to offend someone that's taking it easy.
Right.
So I have to put that in perspective. Now, if I were
very
able
woke of
to,
you.
if I were able to move, if I moved to a town that was that, I would think about it in two ways, which is why.
Right, but you're a reasonable
Hold
human.
on. This is what happens. I'll give you an example. My cousin lives in Rhode Island, and I tell him all the time, yo, listen, let's make some money. Let's do some events, New York style. So what I'm saying is like, I'm aware of what they think of us. I know what they may aspire or what they look at. Like, for example, Hollywood, California, that's Hollywood. When you think of California, you think of Hollywood, the star power, the this, the that. So being able to bring that to a place like Texas is not unrealistic. It's actually, you have the population. There is money there.
Yeah.
So how do we get those people to fall in love with that same type of concept? What you have to do is you have to slowly move in things like that. However, Texas is a gun-toting
100%.
state. There are certain things that they believe. I would never, like when you tell me someone's running in Texas with guns as an agenda, hello, you might as well run an abortion. You might as well open up
I wanna
abortion
look
clinics.
at it, but
you might as well open abortion clinics. Turn in your gun and have a free abortion. Run for Texas.
I want to look into it, but I want to say that Beto almost won Texas. He was close.
Okay, listen. The last 3 years, the whole Trump exit there's a lot of ebbs and flows to it. There's a lot of confusion, frustration.
Saying that almost win might have been part of the overcorrection.
Yes, I think that what happened.
he was getting to.
Yeah, no, because I think that a lot of people held strong with Trump till the end, and then a lot of people felt betrayed when it didn't turn out the way they thought. January 6th is an example. Like the reason why January 6th happened is because there are people who truly are victims of the whole politicization of everything, similar to Kyle. Like I look at Kyle, I don't want to say he's a victim, but I look at someone like, damn, this world is so crazy that adults are fighting. We're fucking around with social media. We're fucking around with the news. And we got a 17-year-old kid thinking that he can make a difference in a war zone that is being played by adults. The battlefield is adults, and here's a kid watching through his window saying, this is fucked up. I want to make a difference. And now his whole life, no matter what happens, his whole life is following him for the rest of his life.
I'd move to Europe for that shit.
He may become a hero
was him.
if
Well,
he
this is
gets
what-
off. You know. By the way, there was a meme of Kyle needs his AR-15 to defend the courthouse.
This is what I wanted to say
I think it's
before.
hilarious because for his verdict. Keep going. I thought that was hilarious.
This is what I wanted to say before, like when you first brought this up, right?
ahead.
Because like you had said something about like the mother bringing him over and blah blah blah, right? Like all that.
I did not know about the father.
Yeah,
that
no.
changes everything.
Nobody did. In fact, that was
I should have known that first.
the prosecution. The prosecution
Never brought it up.
shit in his hand basically when he was trying to cross-examine Kyle because he said and he goes,
With the tears.
well, what were you doing in Kenosha? And he's like, my dad lives there. And he was like,
How did that? You
oh.
tell
Okay,
me they
next
didn't know
question.
that?
I guess not. I mean, if he
How
asked it
bad
and that
is-
was the answer, it was like, okay.
How
But
bad?
they didn't prepare for that at all.
Because everyone.
I guess not.
You know why? Because motherfuckers, I mean, again, you also had this prosecutor on his closing arguments.
Pull out the AR-15.
Motherfucker pointed a gun
Yeah.
at the court. Like,
He had to give. Okay, and this
how
is,
did no one wow out about that?
They did.
They did.
He's getting shit for that.
Well,
Okay.
now he is.
Yeah, but I'm gonna show you what's so
But
funny.
no
about
one,
it.
no one
You know what-
interrupted his defense.
You know what's funny about that?
His closing argument.
What's funny about that gun move is that it's sad because we can all agree that the legislative branch is a shit show. We can all agree that our congressmen and our senators aren't doing the best job. I don't care what they think, they're not doing a good job. We all agree with that.
Right.
We can also agree that the presidency has been a whirlwind. I'm not going to say good job or bad job. I'm just going to say there's been a lot of confusion for the last 8 years.
Lowest approval ratings in history for both of them. Go ahead.
Okay, so now all we had left was the judicial branch.
28% approval rating Kamala Harris has. 28%.
Because where is she? What does she exactly do?
That's the other thing too.
You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
want to jump into this yet, but I mean, fuck it. I guess we're here.
She's doing the Joe Biden presidency run.
That's the new spin.
Basement,
Like
the basement run.
They're taking the whole,
Stay out of the public.
No,
you can't fuck up if you're not talking.
people are coming to her defense, saying that she's being given these
useless tasks.
These useless tasks because she's a woman of color. And it's like, it's not because she's a woman of color. It's because of who she is. Because she's an idiot. All right, I don't mean to say an idiot.
I think she's smarter than Joe Biden at his current mental state.
The problem is that when you're the vice president of the country, you can't just keep sleeping your way to promotions.
Oh, that's unfair.
It's not unfair.
Mike Pence did not blow anyone.
He didn't have to.
I'm joking.
I mean, and I'm sure he did. I'm sure he blew someone to get to where he was.
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay, but I'll give you an example.
My whole point, though, is that it's disastrous for the party right now. Absolutely disastrous.
I don't think so.
Bro, this is the lowest approval ratings.
Every time we, as the educated Americans, sit there and we see something happen in the presidency and we say, like, that's it. Like, there's no way they can come back from that. What? What did you just do? No way. What I learned is that the American people continually shock me. They continually shock me because they will take. And it goes.
That's true. We have a full year. We have another year to go.
Not only that, but like I told people
before midterm elections.
I tell people all the time, what happens 3 months before the elections and they cure coronavirus? How do you think people are gonna feel about Democrats then? It's gonna be a different feeling, right?
Oh, you mean that's when they'll blow out the "we're done" thing?
Why not? Well, I would.
It's
called politics. It's playing
everybody. All right, not everybody, but most people that pay attention have already drawn that conclusion that, okay, they're gonna ride this one out until the next election.
But guess what?
Clearly,
and you may know the offense. It's like football. You may know they're going to run the ball. That doesn't mean you can stop it.
Of course, no, you can't stop it.
You can't stop them doing it. And when they do it, there are a lot of people.
There's going to be people
who
that are going to
go, want it to go away, and they don't give a fuck who does it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why when Donald Trump mentioned the vaccine, they were so quick to be like, I'm not taking it. If he has it, I'm not taking it, because the Democrats understood the power of being the ones who end it.
Getting back to it, Kyle Rittenhouse, guilty or not guilty?
Of what?
Of murder in the first.
No.
Murder one.
This is why I wish your wife was here too, because I've always wondered. Because in these trial cases, I always feel like they always go for like the big thing. And I feel like when you miss that, you missed a conviction.
No, because there's a ton
before.
of charges underneath it,
That's
too.
what I'm saying.
So it's like,
I don't think he's
basically
going to,
the way it comes down to on a trial is that you have certain charges, right? And then the judge will actually explain to the jury on what these things actually mean.
Okay.
Right? Murder one is, right, intentional murder.
Yes.
He did not fear for his life. He
knew
exactly what he was doing.
Can he still go down for unintentional murder? Can he still go down for manslaughter instead of murder one? If that was not what the prosecution presented the case as?
No.
And that's my point.
But why can't he?
Because they didn't charge him for that.
No, because it's clear as day self-defense. He has a slew of charges. All of them are he's going to get not guilty for because
but my point is
he was being chased by someone who was wielding a chain and, as per witness statement, threatened his life. If I catch you alone, I will fucking kill you. They have on video what looks like said victim trying to grab the gun away from him, right? Then the other ones, he was clearly attacked on the ground, hit in the head twice with a skateboard. There's video and photo of someone kicking him in the head while another guy is pointing a pistol at him. There is nothing here that does not say not guilty. This is clear as day self-defense.
I agree with
the prosecution tried to flip it by saying you can't claim self-defense when you instigate.
Yep.
The problem, which again, he didn't, because when the first guy was coming at him, he didn't stand his ground and point his gun at him. He ran.
Which if he did,
he tried to escape.
Really?
in order for self-defense to be accepted as an excuse for murder, you have to.
You just said excuse, but keep going.
Well, as long as it, for it to
As
be
a reason.
accepted as a reason. Sorry.
Got you.
Um,
no, I'm just
thank
saying.
you.
I'm just,
Getting on
You know,
I'm
you
just
have
saying.
to like. There's a few
I've heard
things
that
that you
term
have to.
used on me too many times.
Yeah.
I know exactly how to fucking.
There's a few boxes that need to be checked off, right? Like, did you fear for your life? Right? Was there an imminent
danger
to your life? Did you try to get away? Did you exhaust all means to escape and get away?
Shut that motherfucker.
Which he did. Clear on camera. He ran away from the guy. He got trapped up by some cars. Dude advanced on him. Pop, pop, pop.
No,
Shot him.
I don't think he was guilty. I just think without knowing what, now that I know that he lived there, now I changed my whole perspective. But I thought, like, my whole thing is, look, what are you doing there? That was my whole
Sure.
thing. But I never was upset about what he actually did.
Bro, that was my one gray area of
I'm
this
like,
whole
what
thing.
are
I
you
used to
doing
say
here?
to Melissa all the time, like, I mean, at the very least, they have him wielding a weapon over state lines. No?
Yeah, that's what
You
I
know?
thought. But they threw out the gun thing right away, which, but not to be bring back the race thing. There's a lot of frustrated people right now on social media because there are a lot of gun cases.
Well, the first thing you saw on that all over that was America with
Yes.
the 3Ks and the.
Well, I didn't
you
know
see
about
all
that part, but
shit.
that's crazy.
Oh,
I mean, again, if for anyone, and fine, whatever, I'll put myself out there like this. For anyone that's going to argue any sort of silly thing like that, America KKK bullshit, the gun that this kid had
Was legal and registered.
was legal and registered firearm.
Yeah.
Not saying that all of these other gun charges are not, but let's keep the same energy here.
No,
and
but
how many of these guns? And again, I'm
The energy is that
I'm
the-
one who doesn't necessarily believe in gun registrations.
No, the
but
energy is that the judge threw out that portion.
right, because in Wisconsin state law, that charge doesn't uphold to him. It's a confusing one because we don't have the same thing in New York.
Yeah, that's what. And
So
it's-
that's why it's
yeah,
like
that's
I
why-
can't really explain it.
No, I get it.
It is confusing and wordy,
New York,
but
you get locked
there's something
up.
technical around it where at that age in Wisconsin, he's allowed to carry that weapon.
Yeah. No, I get it. But yeah, I think.
See?
it's-
Laws.
Yeah. Laws are a motherfucker. And I tell you what, the one thing that I noticed by watching this trial is just like, man, how scummy attorneys are.
No, but can I?
You know, like
you know what I learned?
Like just like
My
the
whole thing-
wordage.
Yeah. No, verbiage.
All about word.
The verbiage is everything. But you know what kills me about this whole trial? And this is why
Crazy.
I truly don't care, but I do understand why I need to pay attention to it. Is that realistically, they're trying two cases. They're trying him in court for his actual life and freedom, and then they're trying the whole court of public opinion. Like literally, the machines are at work getting both sides
Right. Well,
repoliticized.
this is another
And this is
example.
What pisses me off because they pick and choose these cases where they do it because there's so many cases. You can do this with every case.
It's another
But
prime
they
example of
purposely know what they're doing.
misinformation.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
The
There
misinformation
is-
campaign is through the roof.
There's probably a huge percentage of Americans right now that are like, this is ridiculous. This is unjust. This kid is clearly a racist KKK member
I don't know how they got to that
shooting,
far.
who's an active shooter, and they let him walk. Let me guess, the cops bought him Burger King too. You know, like
Well,
there's
you do realize, here's the thing, and I think I've
the
mentioned
difference in all of this is this kid Kyle is innocent.
I agree.
That's the difference.
But here's the problem. In America, we would like to believe that every case is individual, and it should be. That's the whole purpose of the law. And when you go to court, you're fighting your own case, you're fighting your own battle. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of legal is based on precedents. What's happened before
Right.
affects
yes.
certain trials.
Right.
However, this is the issue in America, is that the nuances, which is what we're talking about, which is the verbiage, what's being left out and what's not being left out, the media manipulation, has a lot to do with how people feel, because people draw so many parallels nonstop to other situations.
Right.
And that is there's nothing you can do about it. It just happens. You have no choice. It's like, oh, this guy, what did he do? Oh, he had a gun. Oh, Like when the other guy had a gun and he went to jail,
Right.
and this is what happens.
Right.
Because people don't spend enough time with the nuances. You spend time with the bigger picture and what you're told. And this is why it's so political, because it's like, this reminds me of that, and people get highly frustrated.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I remember like when this first happened, one of my cousins, I forget who it was, on my dad's side, said something silly like, you know, because again, bringing it down the race line, it was something along the lines of like, you know, how different is this than like a drive-by, you know, like, and it's like, well, it's very different.
Yeah.
You know, it's just madmen with guns, you know, but
One involves a car.
but right,
Facts.
Basically,
And
what
that's intent.
basically what
The car's intent.
he was alluding to was that the guys in the drive-by wouldn't be able to get off free. Right? And it's like, well, okay, but there's differences in this situation. This kid Kyle was trying to escape. He wasn't in a car with other buddies of his intentionally shooting up someone else's house.
I think where people struggle,
like these are like there's differences.
No, you're right. I
You
think
can't draw those.
Where I
those
struggled with the whole
parallels.
thing at first, but like I got over it real quick, is the fact that he's 17. And the thing is, we all draw parallels against what you're doing at 17. When 17, I was working on entrance exams to college. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about guns and protecting shit.
Right.
You know, and you know, there's people playing sports.
Different culture, different where you're from.
And that's my point.
Maybe if you
And
were
this
from his
is
area,
what-
you would be into guns. You don't
That's
know.
my point. And that's what we talk
You
about.
heard what the kid's TikTok name was? His TikTok handle?
Let me guess. Got him?
No.
No.
No, it was something like I laughed. It was something like
Who shot your biggest small?
4 doors, more whores. Something
Who's
like
this?
that.
Kyle?
Yeah, the kid Kyle. And like the prosecution said it to him while he's on the stand. He goes, and your Twitter username is 4 doors, more whores. And he went, yeah. I don't know why. I died laughing. I
You know
was
why
just
he
like,
died
yo, that
laughing?
is...
Because he has the right to the joke, but the whole purpose
That
was,
is
was
funny.
to defame him or to not
Right.
defame him, to
Make fun of
character
him.
assassination.
Right, exactly.
They were literally
4
trying to be
doors,
like,
more whores. Like,
this is
yeah.
the guy that you think is a nice guy, basically.
Right. Guess what? Yo, I love him for
Which,
that.
once again, oh man,
Oh, that's just
That-
funny.
I mean,
All right, so
that's where I'm at with
So
it.
Jesse learned us about the Rittenhouse thing.
well,
Oh,
Now you're-
slightly. I feel like we didn't even talk about the case at all. We fucking went all over
no,
the place
no,
on
I
it.
think-
but
No,
at
listen.
the end of the day, we could do a
I
nice
learned
summary.
I learned one
next
thing.
week when everything is
Right.
final.
but I
you know?
learned a detail.
But I'll tell you this: I knew he was gonna get off anyway, because you always got to watch the action behind the actions. Once I heard the National Guard was called up, like, why do you need that?
to the courthouse.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Why do you need National Guard for?
Well, they're just being.
Unless they're being cautious. Are you going to say be cautious?
Well, yeah, because
The irony of this whole
no,
thing.
regardless, the outcome, whatever the verdict is, there's going to be a group of people that are going to be adamantly upset.
Yeah, but I think one group may
It's
do
either
more
gonna
damage
you're gonna
than the
see
other.
you're gonna see
I think one group would
yeah,
do
I
more
mean the
damage.
BLM rioters are gonna do way more damage. They're gonna burn down the
Perhaps.
city again.
Perhaps. But I'll tell you this. The irony of those
I see what
situations.
you're doing. You're saying like the MAGA nuts are gonna come there?
No.
I don't think they've ever burnt down anything.
I don't think the MAGA nuts would do that. I actually think, I don't like to call the way you call them BLM rioters, but I think whatever you call them on that side are far more dangerous.
not protesters.
Than the MAGAs. I think other than January 6th, there's nothing. There's no. Real
I have love and
proof
compassion for the
of-
Black Lives Matter protesters.
No, I get it. But you said the right.
Anyone that took that stance
is no longer. But to me, they never.
and brought the violence to it that
to me
that marked
At that
something
point, they're
that
just
was
criminals.
pure.
No,
You're
to me,
assholes and you're criminals. Yeah,
to
you're
me at
criminals.
that point, you listen.
And
you're-
same goes to any of the conservative right wing fucking
Nuts?
MAGA guys on
Well,
January 6th.
That guy's going to jail for 3 years. The guy with the horns.
As he should, you know. Again, we've talked about this. I've questioned myself.
he
Like in the
violated Nancy
moment, if I
Pelosi.
actually went down there because I was that fired up about, I can't fucking believe that they're gonna steal this shit and we're gonna have to go down a socialist end. Like if I was that absorbed into it, I might have fucking went in there too. Like, well, fucking
But
yeah.
Jesse,
what are we
but-
doing
but-
right now?
but this is-
You know,
but-
like,
We're doing an if.
I know, but-
we're doing
you
an
know-
if. If I was black and got pulled
No,
over,
but-
I might have gotten
but
shot.
Jesse, this is exactly. This is
I'm
exactly.
saying if I was in DC.
I know, but
you know,
this is exactly the point. I
don't know.
Like, adults in America have to understand, yo, there's a process.
Like, okay, let me just explain this one just further here, because I'll put it myself in like the Kyle Rittenhouse shoe. If we were having massive fires and riots in Patchogue,
You would go defend Patrick.
I would go and defend my wife's business, Dublin Deck, all the places that do right by me and mine. I don't want to see you smashed up because of a couple of assholes.
Yeah, but don't you think that... I understand the concept, but I'm not too sold on the vigilanteism in America. I get
It's
what
not
you
vigilanteism.
Yes, it is.
The
It's
cops
a guy,
weren't doing it.
It's a guy, and so Batman decided to show up. I get it, but you can't just take the law into your own hands.
But that's not taking the law into your own hands.
He didn't say he was going to go kill anybody.
Yeah,
He said
I'm
he
not-
was just going to protect it.
I
He's going to
understand-
stop you from burning down a building.
I'm gonna
That's
go. Whoa,
vigilantism?
Not over here. You're not throwing that shit over here. Keep it moving.
I understand.
Keep it moving,
And then,
and that's it. And
if-
you hold firm.
and if I engage, you engage.
Well, then you're an idiot.
If you engage, you're an idiot.
Fuck
because
around
he's got
and find
a gun.
out.
You're an
agree-
idiot.
I agree with you, but
that's not
it-
vigilantism. Now it's self-defense. You can't do that. Vigilantism is going out and looking for the problem,
But they
and then
but-
taking it.
But in this example, he knows
he's
what
not.
the problem
He's
is.
defending.
And he's
going there to
defending-
defend
He's
the
defending
problem.
it.
No, that's not a quote. It's not a quote.
Yes.
It's not a quote. You're absolutely wrong on this one.
I don't-
You're reaching.
I'm not
You're
reaching.
reaching.
If over there's a problem, and I go over there knowing there's a problem, what am I doing?
Defending it.
Okay, if
It's
someone,
not mine.
if someone,
If you defend your when we talk
He
about
just
this,
said he was going to defend his wife's business.
I understood that part, but he said people who do right by me, so he created an extension.
He probably wouldn't have gotten there. He probably would have just been busy defending his wife's business. But I understand what he means.
I'm just saying, like, if
I get what you're saying.
If
I'm
I'm,
just saying
home
the
and
gray
I see someone breaking into my neighbor's house,
That's different.
I'm
That's a
calling the
community-
cops and
I-
I'm
not.
going the fuck over there.
I think that's different because he lives in the neighborhood. He's protecting his own house and the neighbor next door. He's not going to another area to defend it.
But his wife has a business.
I understand.
there. But that's why he mentioned Patchogue.
okay. I
There was
agree,
a
but
reason why he mentioned
my issue was
Patchogue.
the extension
He
of
didn't
it.
say Comac. He didn't say
No, I agree.
Corum.
My
He said
my issue is
Patchogue.
the extension of it, like going down.
That's not vigilantism. Vigilantism is completely different than.
I don't think it's that far. It
than
starts there.
It doesn't matter if it's.
It starts there.
It doesn't matter if it's not far or close. It's not the same thing.
I got you.
I believe that, just to
it starts
define it,
somewhere.
I guess, or at least from my head, vigilantism would be more so like, okay, these riots and shit happened, things were burnt down, and now I'm going to go out every night thereafter and wait and watch on a rooftop or whatever to
Start pegging people
stop
off.
someone from doing something again. The minute that I see a group of kids lighting up a bottle and going to throw it, I'm jumping on
So
them.
you're
that would be more,
So you're
right?
so based on the fact that you're there when it's actually happening, as opposed to after the fact.
Based on
No,
the
no,
fact
no,
that
again,
he's not
okay.
engaging them, he's saying, "Don't do that shit over here." Go
You
do
got to
it over there."
remember that
So
most
he-
of
so
these
his
guys,
is more
Gene,
self-defense.
most of
And
these
the other guys are.
If you're attacked, if you see people doing something, you go and you attack them instead of saying, "Don't do that over here."
right. Okay, so
if I'm
check
in
it
front
out,
of my-
the
Gene.
difference
Check
is
it
this
out.
part.
Me, you, and
I get
JP.
it.
Me, you, JP, and a bunch of our
not
bunch of
sober,
our
I get
homies
it.
are standing in a car parking lot.
Okay.
Right. We don't know the owner, but we live in the neighborhood.
Okay.
There's fucking riots going on. The night before, there were a tremendous amount of fires. Cars being lit on fire, buildings being lit on fire and shit, right? So now we're all like, this is fucked up. We're going down there. We're going to make sure no one burns any more buildings. Hold on. So we're all standing in this parking lot defending this shop. And now the mob starts coming down the block, lighting fires and rolling fucking dumpsters that are on fire and shit. What are you going to do?
Warriors,
I'm not going into the
come
street.
out and play.
We're not going into the street.
I get it.
Y'all can keep marching on down, but you're not stepping foot on this property. You're not coming on this property
That's defense.
to
That's
burn
defending.
to burn it down.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but to me, I get what you're saying. I think you guys think I don't get it. My whole thing is that I intrinsically, like in my gut, I
know what it is.
understand the idea of community banding together.
I was just about to say, I think I know what it is, and it's because we're New Yorkers. It's because we live in the Northeast. We don't have that sense of community.
I get what you're saying.
We don't.
But I'm looking at those two people that pulled out the guns
Kenosha
when
is
they
like-
walked on their lawn, and they went to court because they did just that.
They were also pointing their guns at people. Jesse said, "I'm not pointing."
Okay, I get what you're saying, but that's what I'm saying. I
Specifically
agree. He's saying that point. But my
I got
point
it
is,
here.
it's a slippery
But that's-
slope.
but-
It's
all right,
you know
but
what I'm
that's the
saying?
big
'Cause
difference.
at some point, you're just gonna hold steady, like you know, like
If they
The
would have
problem
sat
is
there with
this.
the guns like this, they wouldn't have been in trouble.
The problem
the
is
dude
this,
had a
is that-
fucking an AR
because there's a bunch
pointed
of
at
people in front of him, so he had a human reaction, which is like, listen, I'm
Are you
not
talking
gonna
about
be
the
intimidated.
McCluskeys?
Yes,
But was that a
I'll be
vigilante?
honest, I don't think those people should have gotten in trouble. I don't think they should have gotten arrested.
But that is that to me.
They were defending their property,
and
right?
that's my
Wasn't
point
their
to me.
house?
Yes, it was their house.
Yeah. Why did they get in trouble for that?
Because it's the same line. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like I understand what you're
I
saying.
think because they were pointing it at them, the guns.
Which
at
makes
them.
them
I
a
think
threat.
that's what it was.
And that's my saying.
They're
The difference
initiating-
between
Yes.
this and this.
Well, they,
Okay.
they didn't initiate because
Yep.
people came into their home or their lawn, their backyard, whatever.
Right.
So they didn't initiate, but so they retaliate, sort of. They didn't kill anyone, they didn't shoot nobody, but they engaged once engaged.
I don't.
They
I
just
don't
pull
know.
out guns.
I don't. I mean,
That's
I don't
a
know.
tricky-
I
that's a
don't
tricky
know.
one.
You see
Yeah,
my
that's-
point?
I always
And
had an
this is
issue
why
with
I'm always
that
telling you
one.
the whole thing is a slippery
Yeah.
slope. So I get it.
But
Like,
he's saying
I'm all about community.
again.
I would.
but I knew.
Oh, wait. No,
I knew the
hold
line.
on. Here it is. What state did that happen in?
I don't even know, but it was definitely one of those
Was that like the?
Midwest.
Was it Wisconsin?
Yeah.
No.
It was somewhere around there.
No, I thought it was around like that
Michigan?
Detroit, St.
Oh,
Louis,
yeah,
or Michigan.
yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay, so yeah, it might be. I don't know. Depending on what the gun laws are in that state, but I mean, again, to me, if there's an angry mob moving up on my property, I am 100. Actually, no, because in New York,
Yep. You could
in New York,
you could shoot
I
someone and
can-
get sued.
I can technically get in trouble if I shoot someone outside of my house.
Yes.
Also, I can get in trouble if I shoot them in the back while they're trying to leave my house.
Yep.
You get in trouble for that in New York. I don't know about other states.
That's a slippery slope. It's all a slippery
Yeah,
slope.
see, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because I understand they were probably fearful.
Of course
There's
they
an
were.
angry mob,
But it's not
marching up
vigilantism.
through private property.
No, I don't.
That's my point.
That's not
my point is,
vigilante
I
either.
know
No,
that's
that-
my
that's
point.
just defense.
It's not-
Self-defense,
it's
yeah.
right.
That's why you brought it up.
Yeah.
Bringing it up
No,
because
I
it's
brought it
not-
up because I showed you. I want
There
to
is
show you
a
how
big
fast
difference between
you
the
can
two.
try to do the right thing. And,
You can
and
get
the-
in trouble for trying to self-defend yourself to defend yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
You can
you
get in
can't
trouble for that.
That's why
Absolutely.
that's why he's in trouble.
Right.
That's defending himself. That's the
Right,
whole
but now
point.
the McCluskey
Self-defense
thing,
is
if
not-
someone from that angry mob charged at
Oh, yeah,
him,
been over. Plus, he would have shot someone. 100%.
and then if he
Oh,
you
if
know,
you saw
then-
their, I mean, you remember their eyes? They were like, fuck, they were shooting somebody.
They were ready.
They were shooting into it.
Someone was
That's
getting
what I
shot.
mean. It's like, yo, when that shit first popped off, I said to Melissa, I was like, I feel like I can identify with these people right here. Because again, like this is also at that time was where everyone shut down. You know, like you kind of lost a lot of your touch with the outside world at this point. Everything on social media is just toxic as fuck.
Resident Evil. you're
Right?
saying.
Like it was horrible, you know? So it's
Basically.
like, I mean, I remember being like,
exactly what it was.
like, yo, if some
umbrella
shit, especially
corporation.
because of where we lived, I lived in the fucking hood. I'm like, if the hood pops off right now,
The hood would
you
never-
best believe
That's the irony.
I'm letting the fucking dogs go and let's make a move. Make a move. You're gonna make me kill you in front of my kids. Make you move. Be a bad day for people. Bad day for me.
All right, so
I
he
won't be
taught
able to
us.
sleep.
Listen, this is my segue. He taught
I
us.
also real quick because I hate the fact because you did it today in the fucking text with the picture of the kid crying. I hate the fact that ran rampant viral through this country where
17 years old,
you
he cried, so what?
you get people like LeBron James making fun of a fucking kid. It's clearly an emotional thing. LeBron, you ever killed someone and have to sleep on it? You ever killed 3 people? Keep making fun of the fucking 17-year-old, you fucking prick. I hate shit like that.
I get why
hate shit like that.
I get why you hate like that, but when I saw that, to me, because
Of course, because he was villainized.
I
So
said-
the villain doesn't cry. He's making it
No,
up.
it has nothing to do with that.
With
He's
tears.
a 17-year-old
It has
boy.
the villain is not what
He's
I,
a boy.
It's not what I was thinking. What I was thinking when I saw that is the coaching of these fucking lawyers is at a whole different level. Like these guys are told. Like in one of the cases.
Come on, that was not an
Slow
acting
down.
cry.
Was it prosecutor?
You have a cry where you can't catch your breath.
One of them admitted to being told to change their story or something in that case.
From the prosecution.
From the prosecution. And so then
They were like, "Who told you to change?"
And he's like,
"You did."
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. He did. So I'm looking at that guy. I'm looking at Kyle crying, and I'm saying to myself, the amount of coaching that goes on both ends is just through the fucking roof. Did I believe it was semi-sincere? But I do realize that if someone goes, listen, you're gonna go in the stand. This is what's gonna happen. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. You know, people need to know that you really have feelings. So right now they're paying you out to be a murderer. So like, if you were to cry, not that you should, but if you were to cry, it could go a long way.
Sure.
He's 17 years
Am I
old.
going to sit here and say that his defense attorneys didn't feed him that line and try to coach him through that?
That's what I'm saying.
100%.
And I think,
but
so when people went
looking
after
at
him,
it,
they're going after the defense.
Looking at it in real time, though, it's like, at first it was just like,
to me,
good performance, and then it was like,
oh, he's 17 years old. His life's turned upside down.
oh, yo, this
it.
kid's actually crying here. You know, because again, like, have you ever been in that position where it's like you're so emotionally distraught where you can't catch your breath? You're fucking hyperventilating and shit. And it was like,
yeah, every time I tip out on Friday nights.
I hate you. I'm just saying, like, it felt sincere, and my whole point is that, like, I hate that.
But I'm the one you're tipping, so I don't feel bad.
I hate that the woke celebrities are the first ones to.
Oh my gosh! Let me tell you
Come
something.
on, the woke celebrities are the first ones to fucking make
I
fun of a
don't know.
17-year-old kid.
It's not, okay. Listen, I don't like all celebrity culture. That's why it's so funny.
You
'cause
love
I got
celebrity
No, I don't.
culture.
I got into an argument with this the other day. Because somebody,
You are celebrity culture.
I am celebrity culture, and I know
through Gene's Instagram.
And I realize there's a problem with it because guess what? The same way you're annoyed about LeBron is the same way I felt about Kanye West being there with Trump. I'm just annoyed that they are in situations where they have the potential to sway opinions. Not that they have opinions. They are
No, hold on. My thing with LeBron is not. It's not that. It's like
you think he's making
dude. You're
forget-
barely high school educated.
That's not fair.
And-
See, I'm not gonna let you slide on that one.
I'm gonna jump on him a little bit. Let me
He's
just
more
be an
educated
asshole.
than you think.
Let me
He
just be an
runs
asshole a
businesses.
little bit.
He's a mega million.
Let me be an asshole a
Good,
little
be an
bit. He don't
asshole.
run shit. He pays people to run shit for him. That's
what
what
most
all
people who run shit do.
millionaires do. Right. So again, you could be barely high school educated and make a lot of money and have other people run shit for you.
Do you remember?
Okay.
You know the owner of Facebook dropped out of college, right?
Yes. No. Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
He finished college.
No, he did not. He dropped out of Harvard, bro, because he made Facebook.
Yeah,
But he made it to Harvard.
But then he didn't. But then he finished
You
college
can't-
thereafter.
Why would
Doesn't
he-
matter. He
why
made
would,
it to.
Why would he finish college?
Right, and
He's
regardless,
a
yeah, that's
billionaire.
ridiculous.
The point
He
is
dropped
that-
out of Harvard.
The point is he did 2 years of school more than LeBron.
Because he was like, I'm making more money doing my own shit.
Two more
The
years.
point is LeBron-
He did 2
LeBron
more years of
didn't even
schooling
go
than
to
LeBron.
college.
That was my point. 2 more years. Just 2 more.
LeBron is this woke and didn't even make it to a university. No, my whole point is this, and of course I'm kidding. Like
I know.
I don't really.
I don't
I'm
think
just,
you're Laura Abrams right
I'm
now.
not knocking him for
I don't think
barely
you're-
being high school educated.
I don't
I'm
think you're
just,
shut up and
it
dribble right
felt
now.
good to say that when I was about to rip into him, but
No, I get it.
now it's past.
I get it. I get
I could
it.
care
Yeah,
less
way to
about
ruin
LeBron
his
James.
rant.
Because I think, listen, I'm
All
not
right.
the world's biggest LeBron fan. I
Go
appreciate.
shoot the ball and be happy being
it's shut up
second
and
fiddle
dribble.
to Jordan.
Stop it. Stop it.
Your sneakers suck.
Like Jordan said, Republicans buy shoes too.
Jordan
I will
sneakers are
never
very
buy a pair of
uncomfortable, too, though.
LeBrons because they suck.
Jordans are
nah,
very
yo, listen,
uncomfortable.
I am all about this Adidas Boost life now.
Who's that? Yeezys?
I have been.
You bought Yeezys?
No, Adidas Boosts.
What's that?
They're Adidas. These things, they're fucking insane. They're like the most comfortable shoe I ever put
The
on.
new Adidas shit.
This
all
and
their
Brooks.
shit is.
All right, when you get that age, you get a pair of Brooks on your feet.
These
Forget
guys are
it.
into 2 older people.
Gene,
telling us
look
when
at
we
me.
get That age.
Gene,
I'm saying.
Dude,
Brooks.
Are you kidding me?
Forget it.
I'm 2 years away from fucking Joe
New
Montana
Balance?
and Skechers.
Oh,
Yeah, we're almost
Gene.
there.
Skechers.
Gene.
Is that what he promotes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
close. Do they
Gene.
have wheels? Can we roll to places now? Because we're old.
Brooks,
Not going to Brooks. Sorry, it's not happening.
bro.
Brah.
All right,
No.
next topic.
I refuse
Gene,
to go to
I'm
Brooks.
wide awake.
Gene.
Yeah.
Brooks.
Brooks. Next topic. Let's go, JP. I'm rolling.
Brooks.
We're rolling.
Comment below if you know about the Brooks life.
Who shot you?
Watch.
Biggest
Who
one.
shot you?
Who shot you?
So he taught us about Rittenhouse. You're going to have to teach us about this other story because, motherfucker, I don't even know who he is.
Who?
Dolph.
Young Dolph.
Young Dolph. So Young
Do you know
Dolph
who
was
he is?
shot.
Have you?
Yeah, I barely know. All right, so here's this. You know what?
The whole situation, though, is interesting.
sad
It's not
because-
No,
sad.
I'm
It's
not
actually
sleeping on that.
interesting.
It's very
I'm
sad.
gonna tell you
that
why it's sad.
Another
I'm
life
tired-
is gone.
I'm sad because I'm sad for two reasons.
He's
No,
can we just?
the-
Is he a rapper? Is he an
Yes.
R&B singer?
rapper. It's sad because
Okay. I just want to know.
it's sad because
Good question.
the rap.
I thought Post Malone was a rapper.
I want to say rap more than
Forever.
hip hop because I want to be clear with this. I think the rap community has created an environment that's so toxic that it can't even get out of its own way. Because to watch another rapper die in his own neighborhood, similar to what happened to Nipsey, and I'm definitely not comparing the two, but I'm comparing their deaths and that they both died in their own hood.
Right.
And which is like, from a rap, from the history of rap, the sadness in that is like everybody wants to make it out the hood and be loved by the hood, which is the catch-22.
Right.
Like people,
It's not gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen because what happens is once you elevate, you're at a different level than the people that you would just work with.
make more enemies.
and they become your enemies because you're leaving them.
Biggie talk
and
about this.
they
Come on.
don't understand that
like
you
Dwayne Wade. I wake up to the block.
you have to leave. That's why people like Jadakiss is like it's so rare that he can be in Yonkers and walk around.
Say Jade is another one. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's amazing that
I mean,
he can go in and out of his.
Well, listen, there's
kinda
always
makes sense.
exceptions to the rules.
No,
though.
but
There's
but
million-dollar homes in
Here's the
Yonkers.
difference.
I was gonna say,
No,
yeah.
but the difference is the exception to the rule is that
Yonkers isn't all gutter. You know,
the
it's nice.
the reality
rich
of the
areas.
music and the reality of the storytelling comes into play. Like when you're rapping, are you telling a story? Are you telling your story? Are you telling his story? And each has its own consequence.
All right, but I think there's two levels to this.
But go ahead.
So you got someone like Young Dolph who's not huge. He's not like
He was big. He was a
but
second.
not huge.
No, I agree.
If Jay-Z goes back to the Marcy Projects, he'll probably be fine. They'll probably want to.
Because Jay-Z would not go back
But
to
he
the Marcy
elevated- no,
Projects
I'm saying he
without
also-
security.
But
and
the point being
like,
is
he wouldn't
also,
just
but
go.
I don't think he's got anyone who's out to get him. He's been out of it so long that shit's past. Those days are out.
I don't know if that's correct because I'll tell you this. I don't know if you remember, but like 2 weeks ago.
Yo, hate is gonna hate.
Yeah,
Japes.
two weeks
I
ago.
get it, but I feel like he's
there's
more
guy
of a
named-
celebrity status
there's a
that
guy
people
named-
want
There's
to
some
meet him.
55-year-old
You know,
OG
you
over
ever
there
heard of
that's like that
Apple?
motherfucker owes
Have
me.
you ever heard of a movie called Paid in Full?
Okay, I've heard the movie. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Paid in Full is a movie about 3 drug dealers from Harlem. Cameron played a guy named Apple. Apple cooperated with the police after being a murderer himself, wasn't witness protection, and literally like 3 weeks ago, maybe like a month ago, he was shot. And people wrote, beef has no expiration date. So when
Okay,
you
fair
you
enough.
say that, and this is what I'm trying to tell you.
I was merely asking
No,
a
no, no,
question
no,
for the
you-
most
no, you
part.
made a great question.
I made a statement, but it turned
no,
into a question.
I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is the rap, and that's why I'm making the distinction between rap and hip hop. The gangster rap community, what they portray on wax is something that has no boundaries, rules, or regulations. So what you're listening to, it may be portrayed to you very eloquently and with bars and rhymes, but it kills. It kills, and you don't get out of it. So just because people get to rap and make money, glorifying a lifestyle doesn't mean they ever make it out. This is why 6ix9ine went through what he went through, because it's fucking real, and it's just like what we saw 2 episodes ago with this guy calling bodies. Like he dropped 20
Fulio.
bodies. Like that's insane. Didn't Fulio get shot recently anyway?
Yes, he got shot right after that, actually.
You see my point?
And instead of being worried about it, they clowned him.
And
Because he said it sounded like 100 shots, and I only got hit once, and then they counted 20 bullet cases.
Yeah, I think he was out of the hospital that night.
and the
He
point,
went on Instagram before he...
the point is, listen, we grew up in the Biggie,
That's just a different life.
The Biggie Tupac era was as real as it gets to me, because you sit there, you watch these stars, you fall in love with them, you want them to win, you see this shit, and then that happens. They both die violent deaths, and at the time they weren't celebrating or glorifying violent life. And I think that our generation was able to learn a real lesson from that. That's why there's no real East Coast, West Coast.
Snoop actually said he feels like a media made that is what made the East Coast West thing worse than what
100%.
it was gonna be.
No.
No, it got that bad.
No,
but he was saying the media is what made it that bad.
I think the magazines fueled
they
it.
did, but I don't think it's fair. I think that Suge Knight. Okay.
And Suge Knight, he said, Suge Knight he did say Suge Knight was a big fuel.
In the middle of a fucking show.
He bailed him out.
Took direct shots.
Never mind that.
At Diddy and Jermaine Dupri at the time. He bailed out Tupac, which flipped Tupac from an East Coast rapper to a West Coast rapper, which was a critical move in this whole beef. Then on top of that, Suge Knight was gang affiliated. Let's not get confused about this. Diddy is not gang affiliated. He's an entertainer producer that sells vodka and music. Jermaine Dupri produced Criss Cross. Like, he's not gonna shoot you. Suge Knight will. And that's why when he's like,
there's a story of him. There's a story of him fucking knocking
knocking people out the window. He hung Vanilla Ice outside the window, upside down.
There's a story
to
of him.
sign a contract.
There's a story of him knocking out an audio engineer because he over rewound the tape.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a difference. So what happened is there was already one powder keg in the whole situation, and the media and everything activated it because of sales and what needed to be done. People like Diddy, and I don't know, I don't pretend to be in his mind frame, but they were winning, they were being successful, they were caught up in something that was bigger than them, but they were still chasing the dollars, and they didn't realize how volatile and how dangerous it really was. Because it was just music, but to Suge Knight, it wasn't. Suge Knight ran Death Row. That's why people make that joke. I'm gonna run this shit like Suge Knight runs Death Row. Yes, he ran it like a gangster because that's what he was. Diddy ran Bad Boy like what he was, which is a mogul.
Which is why
one's
Diddy
in
was
jail.
more successful.
Yeah, one's in jail and one is not. And when you talk about today's hip hop and today's gangster music specifically, like people. Like, they put this music out there. They're influencing a lot of young minds who can't differentiate fact from fiction. Jay-Z has a great line. You know I love to quote Jay-Z. Jay-Z says,
Come on.
believe half of what you see. No. Believe none of what you see. Believe none of what you hear. Half of what you see, even if it's spat by me. With that, I will kill you niggas dead, give you wheelchairs for legs. You see how he just said everything I'm saying is bullshit? Yeah. And then he goes into a very violent graphic. Because it's a joke. It's music.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and I tell you this all the time. When the Mobb Deep guys ran into Jay-Z one day, he's like, yeah, what's all that stuff you were talking about? He's like, dude, it's music.
Well, I mean, like you could learn that clear as day if you watch battle rap, right? You know what I'm saying?
Battle rap, I always find battle rap amazing because someone's literally a breath away from you,
talking
insulting you at like the discipline that battle rappers have, except for my guy Brooklyn, to just sit there and take the shit and retort and keep it intellectual, but also monetize the intensity of the moment. They actually monetize the electricity in the air that is pre-violent. Like they've made a whole business about bringing you to the fucking edge. The tension to the fucking edge.
Yep.
And then,
and we straight.
straight.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
I mean, sometimes it crosses the line, but
of course, because you can only play with the edge so much.
Right.
You're gonna fall. You can run, stop, then one. Oh shit.
But I mean, like my point of bringing up battle rap is like it also hilariously exposes the hypocrisy at times, right? And like I remember seeing that like the first time that they did, like once Grind Time like kind of like disappeared and like King of the Dot started soaking everything up, right? So like you had a lot of these like East Coast like hard OGs going up to Canada, to battle, and these fucking scrawny white dudes from Canada, like,
Just rip them up.
like, I know
kid-
you don't have it on you because you couldn't get here without
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
And like that's when that whole era of clowning the gangsters for being fake gangsters started. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
but that's the point. Those guys.
I'm trying to think of
aren't
what it is.
gangsters.
They're
not gangsters.
I want to
They
say it
are
was
rappers.
Roan had I think it was Roan had like one of like the best schemes in this, where it was just like,
Soul Khan had the best one. He's like, you probably have your tutu, and your tutu has a tutu, or some shit like that. Like he just like really punked someone. Like he's gonna next line, you'll see he's gonna pull out his gun, and the gun's gonna have a gun. Trust me, we'll look it up.
it was something like the one that I'm thinking of. It was just like, you're strapped to the 9 or something like that. He goes, it's about as believable as me with a sword and a lion.
Yeah,
and
I think
they went through like this whole like mythical
The imagery, yes, yeah.
rap of like it's just as believable.
Yeah.
And like I love shit like that because you're right. Like at some point I grew up loving gangster rap. Right? Like
Yeah, but, okay.
loving it. It showed me a life I've never seen unless it was a movie. You know what I mean? But at some point, it's like now that like I'm older, it has gone too far. It has gone way past entertainment.
Yes,
And
the irony. Okay, the struggle is this: gangster rap in its purest form was basically the other deeper side of the struggle.
Yeah.
The hip hop was just the surface struggle. Money to eat, money
Right.
to this, the kids to this. Gangster rap was like, this is what we have to do to survive. As bad as this is what's happening. We're dealing drugs. We're doing this. We're doing that. Prostitutes, hoes, this and that. And then what it's evolved to is the pride of being that guy who isn't really trying to get out. Because for years, the idea is they're trying to make it out. They're trying to make it out. Which is why, for years, and this is what drug dealers did, which is why in battle rap that happens. What drug dealers did a lot is they put money into music because it was an easy way to wash their money.
Sure.
Then on top of that, they would also, Jesse could rap. We're the drug dealers, but you know what? Jesse's our way out. So we got to keep Jesse out of this shit. Well deal the drugs. Jesse goes to studio times. Yo, you made some new tracks? Oh, that's dope. Keep going, keep going. All right, now we got to use our drug money to get him FaceTime with an exec. And then that's going to cost $50,000, blah, blah. Now Jesse's doing shows. We're funding the shows. Jesse needs new outfits because he has to da-da-da-da. That's what it was. The problem is when this guy wants to be the rapper now.
Right.
Because now I live the life. I want to rap. I want to do what he's doing because I'm paying for this shit. He's living the life. He has the girls. He's on tour. I'm the one that bullets are whizzing by. I want that life.
Right.
Now I have that life. I'm on tour. I'm great. Oh, shit. I still have real beef. I really shot people.
Yeah.
People really don't like me.
Right.
And now I'm a target. And I'm easy to find because I have tour dates.
Right. Exactly. They know exactly where I'm going to be and at what time.
Or even better, they'll send some girl because they know I like girls. And here's a girl that's working for them. We're gonna leave the door open. You can pull up at 3 a.m. You won't know what's going on.
Da, da, da.
Da, da, da. And this is the fucking rough example of how fucked up this thing is.
Now, did you see the response of the
No.
young Dolph thing? Bro, cops were lining the streets, the whole streets, and they want to put. Politicians were asking for a curfew because of this shooting.
Was it like
curfew.
a graphic
Which-
shooting? Like what happened?
I don't know exactly
Was he
what
just
happened.
shot?
I think it was a shot. I don't think it was graphic. But I think politicians wait for. I hate to say that, but they wait for shit. Nancy Pelosi never waste a good disaster. Is that what she says?
Hillary Clinton. Never let a good tragedy go to waste.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what's happened. Same thing with Kyle. Same thing with.
Well,
this.
yeah, but the politicians asked for that later. Just the response of the cops were they were sitting there waiting at another rapper's restaurant, Yo Gotti or something Gotti.
Yo, guys involved. Why?
I don't know. They were at his restaurant.
But and here's the irony too.
That's all I know. They were there.
Just to double back and triple back. In the late '90s, early 2000, you have the invention of the hip hop police. So now this whole concept was folklore until it became real. And that was the fact that what we just explained about the washing of drug money and other hustle money through hip hop.
Right.
And the fact that some of the guys were actually criminals.
Yeah.
And the interacting of whatever gangs forced them to create task force to track these rappers and figure out who's who and what's what. And now...
Oh, you're saying like the real police?
Yes, the real police, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so they were forced to create this stat because there was so much happening. This also goes to your Irv Gotti's and your 50 Cent with the beef they had with the guy Supreme that went to jail.
Yeah.
There's so many different layers of it. So like when you say that, when the cops say they want to shut the whole thing down, it's like because they know there's more to this.
Oh yeah.
They're
But
like,
I say
they're like, nah.
I say they're just not gonna. They just won't retaliate now. They'll just.
I had one of my boys worked in the Wire.
If there's gonna be one.
In the Wire
so?
room as a detective,
Yeah.
like listening to all like the wires and shit.
Yeah.
One day I called him and I was like, "What are you up to?" He's like, "I'm just listening to these two idiot rappers," and
See?
he sent me a video of each of them. One of them was 6ix9ine, like before
Way
he
back when.
fucking
Okay.
blew up,
Yeah.
right? And I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with these two? You know, just their appearance alone in their
Yeah.
videos. I was like, the fuck is wrong with these two? Like, he goes, literally the stupidest people. You know, like, and he goes, this one, he's like, we've arrested like 4 times already. He's like, he just doesn't learn his lesson, just keeps, ba 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 ba. Yeah. It was just crazy though, you know, but either way,
insane.
so it's like, I understand what you're saying on that. Like, I didn't know that there was, you know, like my boy wasn't on a hip hop,
No. He was just doing a regular detail.
but you know, but yeah, like in the
is
Wire room, and it's like, yeah, like there's like mad rappers apparently that are fucking,
dude, they sent Casanova to jail.
yeah.
The reason why he's not coming home is because apparently he didn't rat. Or we'll see what happens, how that case develops, whatever. But he's gonna do a long time, and he was a big rapper.
Yeah.
And he ended up being a leader of a big gang thingy. Which is crazy because I don't know.
I got him on racketeering.
Something like that, yeah. And I
Yeah.
can tell you, I've met that guy. Guy seemed very intelligent to me. I'm dead serious. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, if they got him on racketeering, he's not an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
catch 22, but I hear what you're saying.
you know, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like, right? Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. Fair. You know,
No, but I hear you. What else we got, JB?
Travis Scott getting
Sued. Oh, Travis.
700
Yeah, he has nothing to do with this, right?
well, of course, someone's gonna sue him.
Bro.
fucking. Never mind him. Never mind Travis Scott. Drake's getting sued for just being there.
Because his
I think
name's-
Apple is getting sued. For
Everyone's
having a
gonna
video
get
camera
sued.
there.
We're gonna see how many actually hold up. You know what's
Yeah,
gonna
but
happen?
people died, guys.
Apple will go, okay, we're gonna settle out of court for X amount of mil.
20 iPhones.
The families will
Yeah,
be quiet.
Like,
Apple's
And
a
then
different
it's done.
story. They're gonna probably look
As
in
a
the
matter of fact,
couch and be like,
Apple's
"What do
gonna
you
give
need?"
Apple's gonna give him an iPhone and it's gonna electrically shock them.
Maybe I should have
They're gonna-
clarified
they're
a
gonna
little
lawsuit.
bit.
They got to download an app that says,
Oh, also on last week's episode,
Uh-oh.
that was me, Oogie Lee Music, that commented, "No, he is not,"
what, racist?
because of the title that JP put on the video. It was something like, "And yes, Travis Scott is also at fault," and I wrote, "No, he is not."
It's a good headline. That's all it was.
I'm not going to revisit this because I know how you stand.
Maybe Gene created the headline.
I just
You ever
feel
think of
like...
that?
Didn't.
Listen,
But maybe he did.
listen,
We don't know.
You know, the sad part is, the burden of proof in those lawsuits is not like criminal court. So,
Right, exactly. It's
he's,
not.
he's going to pay a chunk
No,
of
yeah,
change.
well, he's going to pay. He's going to
He
pay
gonna
Got a
pay
total of
hefty chunk
750
change.
million. So obviously,
And let's be honest, is he even going to pay a hefty chunk of change? You know,
No, they're going to have to
probably
do a
not.
class action. They're going to give him what he can afford to pay divided by the
My
victims.
point is this: is that Travis Scott himself is not getting sued. Travis Scott Inc. is getting sued. You
Yeah, I
know what
get
I'm
it.
saying? So
he canceled another show, a $5.5 million show.
Now, that's what I call cancel culture.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
When
But
when you're canceling shows. But
I
keep
heard
going.
this question arise. Do you think it's going to ruin him? Do you think his next shows now are going to be like, people are going to be like, I got to see what the fuck this is about?
I said that last week.
No, he's going to be busy.
I think it's going to blow him up
He's gonna
because
blow up.
I now want to see why is Travis Scott's show so crazy. Why is it so crazy that
It's just the
50,000
energy.
people were fucking rushing to the?
I don't think it's
but
energy,
you,
man.
How
know,
is it-
you know what it is.
You keep saying that, but
I
like,
don't know his
I don't think
music, so how good could it really be if I
It's not
haven't
about.
heard it?
It's not even about his music. It's about the rocks.
Well, my point is I want to see the show now.
He presents a character, a rock star character that's just out of control and wild. People just love that.
Yeah, but
All right, so then that explains the wildness of the crowd.
I don't think
people
so,
are going to
bro.
be doing drugs.
Bro,
People are going to
I've
be
been
drinking.
to-
That's
Why
what
you
he's
got a
known
9-year-old
for.
there
He's
is beyond me.
Yeah, the
but-
9-year-old thing.
Listen,
is still
Why? Because he
crazy.
was
My-
dancing on top of a Happy Meal? Go to
Listen,
bed.
My first ever
Word.
concert.
Read a book, go to bed. You're 8.
My first ever concert.
9.
I went to a Kid Rock concert. Someone got me a ticket.
My name is Kid.
I had no idea what the fuck was going on. There was midgets on stage.
Can I tell you that-
strippers? I didn't understand what was going on, and there was a lot of energy there. I never once thought it was a dangerous
I'm
environment.
not saying that's what it was
When I
dangerous.
grow up, Gene,
I'm not,
I want
I'm
to.
not saying that's what made him dangerous. He said, I want to know what the show's about.
Yeah,
I wanna know,
He is
yeah,
who
what
he
his show is.
But that's
because
not,
of the energy
but
he
the
portrays.
energy doesn't create the violence. Bro.
Can I just say on a
I'm
side
not
note?
talking about the violence. I'm talking about why is Travis Scott so big and why are his shows the way they are? Minus the violence.
No, but when he said the way they are, I thought he was referring to the violence.
No, he means
No, I mean his stage show.
Hyped
Why is
up.
his stage show so wild? Like why? What about Travis Scott's show gets the crowd so wild that shit like that happens?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
I want to know.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to see that.
And that's what I thought he meant because I just don't think it's energy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, my point is this. Also, hold
but
on,
it's
because I
him.
have it right
He-
now.
Kanye West has
My side note-
phenomenal energy.
My side note is when I grow up, I want to be like Kid Rock. I just want to have an acoustic guitar and sing about America. Anyway,
What?
things like an MGK show, right? Machine Gun Kelly, right?
I could see him wilding out.
He fucking wows out, especially now that he made the switch over to more of like a punk rock singer
don't see
now.
people getting
But
hurt.
I just watched a fucking video on TikTok the other day of motherfucking MGK climbs all the way up one of the side light scaffolds, right? That hold like the big fucking
Don't tell me he
lights for the
jumped
guy.
as a crowd.
No, and he links his fucking feet in
And does-
just rolls back. No harness, nothing, right? He just fucking rolls back and he's fucking killing it on the mic.
he's not the first to do that.
No, of course not. But I'm just saying.
You know
I
who
just
is?
saw. I don't care who is. My point
How
is
dare
that
you, Eddie Vedder? Go
yeah.
on.
Fuck Eddie Vedder.
Who's Eddie Vedder?
Pearl Jam. Who this also
Fucking-
happened to?
Whatever. What this
Fuck
cancer-
Eddie Vedder.
No,
He doesn't
no, I
agree
like-
with shit that I like.
No, I'm
Fuck
just
him.
playing.
Fuck Eddie Vedder. Eddie
Dude.
Vedder's a legend. Fuck you.
Eddie Vedder.
I know
Eddie
that. I know
Vedder's
Pearl Jam's a legend.
Eddie Vedder's ukulele songs was a fucking phenomenal album. I
That's what he's known
hated
for.
Pearl Jam growing up. That's why I was a Nirvana fan. I didn't like Pearl
you.
Jam. I don't like his
I
fucking
like both
voice.
of 'em.
I don't like his fucking music. It was sad, stupid music. That fucking
Coming from a guy who loves
that Jeremy
NF.
video was
sad, stupid
stupid.
music.
And now you want us to listen to NF all day.
Well, that's different. Times have changed. I was not in a Pearl Jam
Alright,
mood
who's
when I was a
next?
kid.
What's next,
But
Jess?
no, my whole point is that like something like an MGK show. He does wild shit on stage. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Does Travis Scott do wild
Yes.
shit? Okay,
Jumps
that's what I was
around,
asking. Right? Okay.
gets people
so he
hyped
gets
up.
people fucking crazy.
Hyped up.
All right.
Now,
I think
your
DMX in
crowd
his prime.
dictates
R.I.P.
what happens.
But I think,
That DMX Woodstock performed, right? It was a Woodstock.
yeah, like, you talking about Australia?
Oh, maybe it was.
That big one where there's like a million.
Yeah,
like,
with his fucking red overalls
yeah,
on.
I look at that and I
It looked
say,
like Woodstock
I
crowd.
say there's certain songs that DMX
Yeah.
performs. I don't see how crowds don't go crazy, but
they might, though.
crazy to the
We don't
point
know.
of hurting people is what I'm addressing.
You know what it is? It's
You know what I'm saying? Like
People
you
get hurt
can
at all
wild
time.
the fuck out. You can stomp. You can do all of that shit. But when I decide that I'm gonna hurt the guy next to me,
I'll be honest with you guys.
the death
the
wasn't
most
from wanting to hurt people. The death was from the trampling.
was from people
yeah, that's
getting
different.
pushed and like they felt like they couldn't breathe. This is why I said
didn't
from the
they say
jump.
there was someone
it is-
stabbing people? I remember.
Well,
That was just
God damn it!
some dumb narrative.
Because that drives me crazy. Look at it.
You're just shitting on everything I want to say right now.
Why?
Yes, the people dying was from the pushing of the crowd being pushed up. People were suffocating.
Yes.
This is why I said it's a failure of security and the venue. You're supposed
Correct.
to keep those people safe, not Travis Scott. Second, what I was about to say is, why is this not the bigger story of the whole thing? That there was a dude in the crowd walking around stabbing people
That's what
with a
I'm saying.
syringe,
That's
injecting
what-
drugs in them.
That's what drove me
Fentanyl,
crazy.
no less.
Why is that not the fucking big story?
It should be. That's the only thing. That's
Like,
what. That's
we're
what.
gonna-
That's what I harp on.
We're gonna
I harp
fucking
on that every time.
We're gonna slam Travis Scott. We're gonna sue Apple. We're gonna sue Drake, who wasn't performing.
He did perform there, but
Oh, he did.
why do you think they're going to sue Drake for?
Oh,
He was there.
because he was there.
Yeah, he was there. He went on stage for a couple songs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
have to sue
okay,
him.
Regardless,
whatever.
That's
That
stupid.
doesn't-
That's
stupid
even more
too.
dumb. So
And the whole time there's a dude running around the crowd fucking banging people with a syringe and drugs. And that's not
Fentanyl, no less.
fucking crazy. Yeah. Literally, someone trying to kill people.
Yeah.
Which they've had the highest death rate of fentanyl this
Watch.
year.
Wait
By the way,
until
drugs
autopsies
are
come
through
out.
the roof.
How many autopsies have
read
been
that today.
released on the people that have died? Was it
I don't
from
know.
fentanyl overdosing, or was it from
No,
collapsing?
a lot of them were just injured and getting trampled.
Really?
The 9-year-old was trampled.
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
The 12-year-old trampled.
Like that's.
So he's gonna be an 18 and over artist.
Listen, I've been going to music festivals my whole
agree.
life.
Yeah.
For the last decade and a half, our band has played music festivals all over this fucking country. At no point ever could I ever envision somebody in the crowd not realizing that there is a human, let alone a child, underneath my feet.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Like that whole, it just.
I've never been in that situation, so I couldn't.
I've never experienced. Like, my next question is, I guess you kind of said this last week too, right? It shines a light on Travis Scott's fans, but it's like, who are you pieces of shit, and where the fuck did you come from? I'm glad you've never been at any of our shows or festivals that we've attended, because again, how the fuck do you stomp on a human at a music concert that's supposed to be
Fun loving.
like a community experience?
Community fans. That's what exactly it is. It's fans getting together to celebrate someone's.
That shit is
There's a lot of
crazy.
hype. Like you said, there's a lot. Now you may mention it. There are a lot of fucking. There's a lot of artists who get the crowd hyped up and shit like that doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
And it just seems to be a By the way, this is like the norm for Travis Scott. He's been sued before for shit like this. He's had issues with it, from what I've heard. Like he has a past about
So
this.
once again,
so not necessarily
now you can't tell me that he's not.
No. Let's just take it out of there. Realistically, the other common ground besides him is his fans.
Of course.
So what? Is it just trash motherfuckers going to
but-
shows?
like,
Like,
what's
what
the-
is this?
His music clearly.
What's the culture that's being?
That's what I'm saying. His music, every artist has a culture, and the fans support that culture. So I
think it's a
the
drug
music and the culture.
It's not gangster rap, that's for
including
sure.
drugs, because
It's a gangster rap, think he's a pussy.
drugs follow music.
That's what I'm saying.
Some rappers have potheads.
I mean-
some rappers have guys who do lean. Some rappers, whatever. There are music that make people do
Right,
coke.
Travis Scott falls in, like,
has something.
the party drug.
Yeah, there's something to be said.
Thing,
and,
sure.
And it's like you can't dodge
I guess
it.
I can
You
see
can't
that
dodge it.
judging the book by its cover just from seeing that one McDonald's commercial on just the clothes that he chose to wear in that
Yeah,
commercial, where
there
it's
you go.
like, okay, yeah, it's like he's one of those like really tight skinny jean, open, high top, bright colors, fucking that type of rapper, right? Like that scene of rapper, which is like
Yes.
the kind of designer druggy rap.
I'll give you the roughest example. I'll give you the roughest exampos. There are.
I hate to even call him a
There's
rapper. Is he a
artists-
rapper?
there's artists-
He's more of a pop star
Listen, there's artists, clubs, and DJs.
because he don't rap.
When I used to go out a lot, that I was aware, if I went to their parties, it could get shot up. Someone could get shot. Someone could get hurt, because based on what they played, how they played, just their whole reputation, their friends, the inner working of people. Sorry, people.
Rude.
Yeah.
No, I'm just fucking around.
But though I knew that there was a threat. There was a threat level, and that's why some parties I didn't attend. And I bring that up just as a minor parallel that you have to know. They know. Everyone knows. He knows as an artist. The fans know as fans. The threat and the level. The question is how much in control they think they really are of it, till it spills into a situation like this where it's like, oh, we need to invest more in security investment because I didn't think it was that crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like I'm not gonna go to certain parties in certain places because I know what's gonna happen.
Lil Duval said the best thing. He goes, "That's why at my age I look for concerts that have seats."
Yeah, 100%.
Facts.
Whoever said that is
that's a
Lil
great
Duval, baby.
That's
Spot on.
That's a great way to
Yeah.
take a shot.
It's oh yeah.
It's a great way to take a shot.
He's a
I
comedian.
love going to Jones Beach.
Right.
No one's wilding out at Jones Beach.
Because it's
A little bit in the front, but like
Yeah, but that's the front.
it's in
That's
white
it.
America. It's as safe as it gets.
I'm gonna sit in the back, smoke my weed and enjoy the show.
Right. And that's that kind of place, though.
Yeah.
And those the kind of bands.
One of my favorite places to see a show. It's Jones Beach. I love that.
All right.
I love that spot.
What else you got?
That's it, man. Let's do a Rushmore. What are we doing? Breakfast cereal? Breakfast something? Breakfast cereal?
What's the breast?
We did cereal. We went through this war.
We did
before.
cereal?
we did, yeah.
cereal. Yeah, that's
That was
right.
the-
Yeah, no,
That was our
I was
first one.
saying, what's the best? Just
No, our first one was
Rushmore ranking of breakfast food.
Really?
I already know what JP's
Someone-
gonna say. JP's he's not gonna move unless there's flapjacks on there. JP is a flappy jack guy.
Yeah, but okay. Here's my issue.
You're a piece of shit for knowing that.
Okay.
What do you mean? You like pancakes?
Here's my issue. Is pancake and waffle in the same family, or are you going to tell me that a waffle
No, they could be different families.
is different
But
than
you
pancake?
do
is.
make them kind of with
That's
the
what I'm saying.
same
Like
batter.
a pancake and waffles, it has to be one. I'm sorry. Because it's the same.
Inaccurate.
I'll take that.
Inaccurate. And I'm going to tell you why. Because
love-
if you take
Because of a machine.
no,
That
if
you
you no,
and
No.
put little indent. It's an indented pancake.
Nope.
It's an indented pancake.
nope,
But go ahead.
nope,
Go ahead.
because the batters are different. Waffle batter is different than pancake batter.
Sometimes, because sometimes they have all in one. Aunt Jemima makes a pancake and waffle batter,
And if you read it, you have to do something different.
but not much. So I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is when you boil it down, it's like, are we really going to say a
Really,
croissant
Gene?
is that
Okay, so then
million
if-
miles away from a bagel?
Yes.
Yes.
Are
Oh
you
my God.
fucking
It's just
How
kidding
dare
me?
you? You know what? You don't eat breakfast, apparently.
I'm not a big breakfast
that
guy.
just makes sense now. Now I get it.
Like, I like pancakes, I like waffles, I like French toast. I think pancakes are similar to waffles. I think a bacon, egg, and
know I
cheese
could-
You
on
just
a roll or
compared.
bagel.
You
a
just
roll,
compared
bagel, or
a
croissant.
stinky Frenchman's bakery croissant to a fucking bagel,
Or a roll.
and then you just threw a roll in there. What kind of roll are you talking
roll
about?
is-
A Kaiser roll?
A bagel
Like
is
a hard roll?
A bagel is a roll with a hole in it. I said it.
You don't know bread.
I do know bread.
You don't know bread.
Obviously, the roll is softer than the bagel.
Let me ask you something. Is Italian bread and French bread the same thing?
Absolutely not.
This motherfucker's gonna sit here.
No, but that's flavor profile too.
But a fucking round roll.
not just
a
thickness.
hard roll is the
Not-
same thing as a bagel.
Flavor
You just cut a fucking
of a
hole in
croissant
it.
tastes completely different
Yes,
than a bagel.
it's flakier. My
Flakier,
My
it's
whole point.
completely
Obviously,
different.
a bagel is different than a croissant. My whole point is back to the waffle and the French toast. Like, ultimately speaking,
I'll give you it because of what you just ran me down. Yes, waffle and pancake can be in the same fucking
He
category.
brought you down the world of
Jesus Christ! Don't ever put a croissant and a bagel
facts.
in the same
Or
fucking
maybe
category.
that was his end game. I'm gonna say something ridiculous to piss this guy off, so
Oh,
he agrees with this
fuck.
not so far off.
All
thing.
right, we got to start this thing the right way over again. A bacon, egg, and cheese. That's it.
Okay,
It's
I mean,
number
on
one.
what?
Bacon, egg, and cheese
On what?
on a
round roll.
Kaiser roll. Proper term is Kaiser roll.
No one says Kaiser roll.
I say
You
Kaiser
say
roll.
a hard roll, a round roll. That's what people say. Or
All
just
right.
a roll in New
I do
York.
like-
You
I
got
do like
bacon, egg,
with or
and
without
cheese.
seed.
I do like on a roll because it has more
Poppy
bread.
seed or no seed?
I
I'm
don't
over
care.
the seeds. White people need them seeds.
I don't care.
Johnny Appleseed.
I don't discriminate on
Fuck all that
seeds, man.
seeds. I do. Fuck all these seeds.
So bacon, egg,
I
and
like
cheese,
everything bagels.
which
you
I
know?
can't stand them shits. I don't know what the fuck it is.
3 different things, breakfast foods. You're saying like a breakfast meal. What's the breakfast meal?
Listen, you're not dissecting a bacon, egg, and cheese and saying, oh, well, it's bacon, and that's a breakfast food, and egg, which that's a breakfast food. And
Is that what you're
It
trying
is
to
a
say?
breakfast food.
No. It's bacon, egg, and cheese is its own thing. It's in its own
I agree
element.
because
It's
I
its
think
own
of bacon,
thing.
egg, and cheese. If I go to breakfast, I can get a bacon, egg, and cheese, or I can get a waffle,
Or a pancake.
or a pancake, or I can do French toast, or what else do I do for breakfast? That's pretty much it, actually.
I would have thought he was like,
Oatmeal's
I'll
very
have a
boring.
half a cantaloupe with some
I do like
cottage
fruit.
He does.
cheese.
You know
I-
he eats
I
fruit
do-
with his breakfast.
I do like
this
fruit.
motherfucker.
I think fruit and oatmeal is actually
Of course he eats fruit with his breakfast.
the healthiest.
He's Haitian.
It's the healthiest you can do.
Yeah, no, see, I wouldn't put this
see,
all
is
together
cul-
because
this
it's
is-
like,
this is cultural. Like if I say shrimp and grits right now, you'll be like, I don't know about that, but shrimp and grits
It's
is a
bomb.
big breakfast thing. It's bomb. It's tasty. It's filling. It's wins. It slaps.
I mean, listen, if y'all were
Shrimp and grits.
cultured
I'm also
as cultured
I'm a
as
sausage
I,
gravy type of guy.
see, I would say chilaquiles. I want chilaquiles on my Rushmore.
It's like breakfast tacos.
I
That
don't even know what
is-
the fuck that is.
Exactly.
I don't even know if I can say it.
Next time you go to Mexico,
Oh,
breakfast
The next time. Okay.
you want green chilaquiles. It is the most delicious breakfast thing I've ever had in my life. I don't even want to tell you because it's going to ruin it for you. You just have to eat it.
No, I don't work that way.
All right, so it's basically just like tortilla chips with like a verde sauce and like some egg. It doesn't sound
like
it's
nachos with eggs?
fucking.
But I eat all of those things.
It's
Why would that
fucking-
ruin it?
you just
now, if you're
try it.
pulling up Scrapple, we got a problem.
Well, I wasn't
Because I
even
know
gonna
this
bring.
motherfucker's going to try and bring up Scrapple.
Shouts out
What the hell, Scrapple?
Shouts out to my man, Mr. Joey
Just
Harcum.
imagine everything that's left over.
One of the greatest guys.
It's the leftovers of the leftover. It's probably leftovers of hot dogs. That's probably what fucking Scrapple is.
It's all liver and shit. Like, so like Scrapple
Something
is
leftover.
byproduct of the pig, right? There's another thing that's
Which you don't
identical to Scrapple down south called liver mush. So basically all it is just byproduct, livers, organs and shit.
Comes in a brick.
They squeeze it together, it comes in a brick, you cut it up and you fucking fry it
So
with
this
your
is
eggs.
worse than spam.
Yes, it's worse than spam.
Oh, it's way worse.
It's some like trashy
I
white
think it
people
might
shit,
even
Gene.
melt for all I know.
It does. It gets melty. Well,
Like liverwurst.
I was gonna say it's just like tubed liverwurst. You know, if you get it from like the German
That
butcher. or
shit
something,
melts like cheese.
you know?
It's terrible.
Love liverwurst.
People eat
I love liverwurst.
is terrible.
I love Scrapple and eggs. It's fucking delicious.
White people.
My uncle makes it right. My uncle. My
don't
uncle.
know.
Ready?
I
My
don't know. Never
uncle.
heard this shit. Keep going.
My uncle cooks bacon on the grill.
Okay.
And he cuts up jalapenos and throws it in a tray underneath the bacon, catch all the bacon grease, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's cooking all the jalapenos. He cuts up the fucking liver mush or the Scrapple, fries it in that bacon grease with the jalapenos, and then cracks all the eggs in there. Cooks them up like that. That's bacon down south in North Carolina with Uncle Huge. When I tell you, it's one of the best fucking bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches you've ever had. You can even take off the Scrapple. You don't have to eat the Scrapple, but
okay.
just
fine.
the infusion of the jalapenos
Yeah,
in
sounds
there.
good.
It's like because it's not overly spicy. It hits so right. But then you get a little piece of Scrapple on there with the jalapenos. Woo, doggy!
We're getting out of control here. We're digressing here hard.
Woo! Scrapple,
So
bacon, egg, and cheese.
fine.
We got to do Flappy Jacks and waffles.
That's
for,
another one.
for you guys. But now, okay, are we going in on the Flappy Jacks? It just doesn't matter. Just pancakes.
No, because every pancake.
Nah, it's fine.
You can get banana
Pancakes.
ones. You can
Okay.
get
Pancakes slash
Sure. You
get
waffles. I'm gonna
stuffed
give it
one.
to him.
However you want your pancake,
Even
you
chicken
get it.
waffles is
See,
by
now this is where you
extension
guys are going to
involved
argue
here.
with me. I want breakfast burritos on there.
If
I know
it's
it-
made correctly, yes, I agree. I'm not even gonna fight you because if you get a steak and egg burrito, it's fucking amazing. If you get a fucking, I like just
just crumbled
chicken,
sausage.
I've had egg burrito,
Some chorizo.
Yeah, I've
little
had,
potatoes, some cheese.
I've even
Roll it up.
I've eaten plenty of them, so I can't say no to
That
that.
month in California was like the best thing.
and-
What was that burrito? We used to hit this burrito place.
In California, I don't know the name
We
of
were
the
living at
fucking
the
place.
beach,
you're
Doc
right.
Weiler State Park, right underneath LAX, right? Down the road from there was this fucking burrito joint that made the bombest breakfast
Nah, you're
burrito.
right because I went to Vegas and one time I was in Vegas and oh god, I was chilling with Wawa. We went outside and they brought the black guy to a pool party. So clearly I was dehydrated, sunburnt, fucking furious. So
Hilarious.
we had fun, all liquor and liquids all done because it was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
So I went into my hotel
Jaeger.
room and never came out for a full
Jaeger.
fucking day. And the
You
one
got a
thing-
sunburn.
Probably. No, I didn't care for it no more. I'm like, you're not gonna get me out in the sun 2 days in a row. What the fuck you think this is? So the point
enough.
is that I got a steak and egg burrito. It was fucking fire. I got it 3 times in one day. Like it was that good. Like
Yeah.
because every time I ate it, it
Yeah.
was good, but it needed
got
a
better.
little bit more.
Yeah,
so I
sure,
bought it
sure.
like 3 hours later because you know it's 24 hours, so you can get that shit.
Yeah.
Yo, fucking amazing. So yeah, the burrito 100%.
Okay.
And I've never
So a
done that. I
breakfast
don't know
burrito,
another
any
item that I
kind.
ate 3 times in a day.
So you're
without going crazy.
so we're talking burrito form. We're also talking batter form, which is like a
And we got a
like
bacon, egg, and
waffle.
cheese because we're New Yorkers. and
Sandwich
that's gotta
form.
be on there.
Yes.
Now me, I'm a huge sausage gravy guy with the white gravy.
I will.
I know
listen,
he don't really eat sausage,
That's,
so
shrimp and grits was mine, but you guys don't eat that, so I can
I
understand.
love shrimp and grits. I've never had it for breakfast.
What the fuck do you eat it?
at
We
dinner.
serve grits at my restaurant we have cheddar grits under fucking.
Sides.
No, it's not undersized. It's under a fucking short rib.
Yeah,
Short
there you
rib,
go.
cheddar grits.
That makes sense.
Boom, bomb.
So, I don't know. But grits is a breakfast
grits.
food in the South.
Yeah.
Grits
But so
a
is
breakfast
sausage
food.
gravy over a biscuit.
Biscuits and gravy is.
But that's anytime.
I mean, that would be. I would.
biscuits and gravy comes with chicken. It comes anytime. That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying.
That's true too.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy, you can have that anytime. I don't think it's at breakfast.
I mean, I can eat it all day long.
Yeah.
Yes. But,
Yeah.
so then what's that fourth one?
I mean, biscuits and gravy is a good one right there. I mean, okay, okay. Just to step it up a notch, how do you guys feel about like eggs Benedict?
Yeah, we got eggs once. We're good.
Yeah.
Eggs made the list.
If I'm going to have eggs, it's going to be in a
Scrambled.
sandwich or it's going to be in a burrito. That's what I make at home.
That's not true. Sometimes I eat scrambled
I
eggs.
make a feta
Eggs
cheese.
Benedict is fucking delicious.
I'm not. That's what happens when you marry a lawyer. You got to look bougie in the morning.
No, you get
I
I
she
like.
actually doesn't like it. I used
like-
to grow up eating that. That was my mom's
I can eat lobster,
classing up.
lobster, egg Benedict, and shit like that. I can eat that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
like
salmon.
Salmon.
What?
with a
Salmon and eggs?
hollandaise sauce
You know, like-
over it.
You know what
Yeah.
else I would
like
eat for
lox?
breakfast, motherfuckers? Cereal. That's what I would eat.
I mean,
Yeah,
cereal.
I was
There
just
you
saying
go.
before, like,
I'll give you
as
cereal.
New Yorkers, fucking bagels. How is a bagel not on there?
No,
Give
you
me a
can't
bagel
get
with cream
bagel
cheese.
and egg and cheese. See, this is what I was telling you about. Since you already got the scrambled egg on a roll, I don't need a bagel. It's the same thing to me. I know they're not the same thing, but eggs on a bagel.
Bagel with butter is different. It's a different evening.
Bagel with
not-
cream cheese.
It's a different morning.
Nah,
It's
that's
a different
like-
morning, man.
I get it, but with a cup of coffee, nah, I'm good.
Hell yeah, with a cup of coffee. That's like
That's a value meal breakfast. I get it. I get the concept, but no.
beyond that. It's an all-American meal, motherfucker.
Stop.
All New Yorker meal, actually.
This guy's looking at me like I'm crazy.
I really don't even know where you come from.
A place where we didn't eat
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn. Actually, in Brooklyn, we don't eat bagels, bro. Bagel is a Long
Your
Island.
ass.
You know what's
The
so
best
great?
bagels.
My aunt,
best
my,
bagels
my,
are
aunt,
in
my
Brooklyn.
uncle,
Yes, 'cause
my
there's
aunt, my uncle lived in Brooklyn.
There's a Jewish.
and there was that bagel place right down the road
maybe-
from there. It was like
okay,
the
maybe
best.
maybe
fucking-
Montague Street, motherfucker.
Maybe I meant black folk. Black folk are not into bagels.
All right, fair enough. Black folks are not
Yeah.
into bagels. I can
Yes.
attest to that
Yes.
because
All right, so then
I've
give
worked
us
in a lot of
something. Give us something.
he did shrimp and grits.
That's all we got.
Gene's gonna have shrimp and grits with like melon
Yes. And a mimosa.
in Puerto Rico.
I thought
Like
you
that's
would've-
Gene's
I
breakfast
thought you
right
would have
there.
jumped all over eggs Benedict because that's like a classy fucking.
Actually, we see that's the last stuff y'all don't know. Like Jamaicans, we eat ackee and saltfish. I love that shit for breakfast. That's just amazing.
that?
It's like saltfish, saltfish.
Saltfish.
Yes, yeah, and then ackee is like it's like
Yeah,
a
breakfast in other
Aki, I don't know what that is.
It's like doughboy. It's like like boiled dough in a shape.
It's like a dumpling.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
a big
breakfast in other cultures. In Italy, they don't really even eat breakfast. They eat like a pastry and maybe
Yeah,
a
yeah.
cappuccino,
That's
and like
Europe.
that's
That's all of Europe.
that's fucking Europe.
That's
like,
why they take
don't eat
naps because they're
breakfast
fucking
there.
hungry.
No, they eat big lunches.
No, they,
That's what I'm saying.
What?
They didn't eat real breakfast.
big-
they take
big
a nap,
lunch is small
and they
dinner.
wake up
Yeah.
starving.
They also eat
should have
fuck
breakfast.
tons of bread, and they're all skinny in Italy.
Yeah, drinking wine.
The Italians, you know, that are fat are all here. I'll tell you that right
pasta.
now.
That's the love.
Lectins.
That's
The
love
kind of
That's
pasta.
the
too.
lectins in our
That's
soil.
That's
It's
the love
also
of
the
pasta.
kind of
I don't
pasta.
have lectins over in Italy.
All right.
And
All right,
and all the
so
olive
then,
oil
I
that
mean-
we get here is the shit olive oil. I learned that
Really?
from from some true
You
Italians
gotta
over
spend
there.
a lot.
They go, oh yeah, no,
money.
we don't give you guys all good oil.
my
Makes
God.
sense.
Sounds like
Makes sense.
Olive oil's
All
olive
right,
oil.
so we got bacon, egg, and cheese, breakfast burrito,
yes.
flapjacks,
Also
I call them
waffles.
flapjacks.
pancakes.
Also
Thank you.
waffles. Yeah. same
I
thing.
also waffle.
I eat-
Pancake/waffle.
I eat waffle.
Aunt Jemima
Dick.
can make both.
And then
How about oatmeal? You guys don't like oatmeal?
I like oatmeal.
I did.
Farina?
I like oatmeal.
I love
like,
oatmeal.
Oh, see, classic
Farina.
example. All that is one family. As much as it sucks, there's oatmeal. There's the one
But
made
it's,
with rice.
it can't be
that-
because oatmeal is made from oats.
Oats. I get it, but
Farina is made from wheat.
so whatever you want to call that, that whole little.
And grits are made from grits.
Corn.
I get it. Whatever you
Corn.
want to call that whole family of boil, add milk, that. Boil,
Grain add milk?
Yeah,
Sure.
Grain add milk.
Okay, so I mean, I will throw grain add milk on the list.
Exactly, because
no,
that's
I was just gonna say oatmeal. Fuck all y'all. It's
No, because
oatmeal.
Farina with cinnamon.
Maple brown sugar.
Farina
Oatmeal.
with cinnamon is popping.
All right, fine. We'll
little
give it to
butter
you.
on there.
Yeah, oatmeal is popping.
All right, that's it. We did it.
grain
Another
and
one.
water. Grain add milk.
Grain-Ad milk.
Grain-Ad
What-
milk.
And also, I guess cereal falls into grain-ad
Ad
milk.
milk.
Damn
so-
right it
There
does,
you
my
go.
So
friend.
bold grain milk.
There you
That's
go.
the-
Do you see why it was important to unify breakfast foods?
You guys are crazy. What's your favorite breakfast food, America? Biscuits and gravy didn't make the list?
No, because you're all a piece of shits.
Gene will say it did tomorrow when he goes our top 5.
Respectfully.
Top 5. Top 5. Top 5.
Thank you very much for watching.
Unfriended.
Don't be a follower.
But follow us.
Hit that bell.
Come back, baby.
That is a bell.